Sweetwater, that's where we need to watch, Matt. Sweetwater.
McMinn and Monroe to 145, okay?
Yeah, so we'll put a track on this.
And like we were talking about, the rotation is weaker than before, but still tornado warning continues the path for McMinn and Monroe County. So
it's moving fast. 55 miles per hour.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time, so that's why we say go ahead and get into your safe area. If you live in Inglewood, 127, Grudger 133, Sweetwater now 137, Madisonville 139. So again, Tellico Plains okay. It would be north of that. It would be the Madisonville, Sweetwater area. Closer to I-75 is where you need to watch. And then also we'll keep a heads up for Loudoun County, at least after about 145, the possibility as well.
Yeah, and maybe even Blount County. So hopefully we're going to see this turn more into a severe thunderstorm with some strong gusty winds. Just a reminder, we take it for granted sometimes when situations like this that you know where to go in this type of scenario. There's the rotation right along 75, just moving southwest of Athens, moving northeast of 50. But some basics of severe weather safety: make sure you go to the smallest room in the lowest room in the house, the lowest level of the house. If you have a basement, that's best. If not, find the smallest room in the house, which would usually be a closet or a bathroom, something along those lines. And cover your head if you can. Don't worry about what the windows are doing, if they're closed or they're open. The other things you can do is just make sure you get everybody awoken and into a safe place, especially in the southwest part of McMinn County. Chances are that this may not be touching the ground, but it only takes just a quick drop of that funnel cloud to touch down, and it could cause extensive damage as fast as this is moving at 50 miles an hour. It wouldn't take long if a tornado was actually on the ground to cause wind damage. And you don't need a tornado on the ground, obviously, to cause wind damage. You can have rotation in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, especially the mid levels could rip the tops out of trees as well. So, and
just as fast as these storms are moving, I mean, if they're moving at 50 miles per hour,
right,
the winds within them could easily be 50 miles per hour as well. Let's go look at the winds again. Let's take a look inside this map. We kind of get an idea of what we're talking about, and you should be able to see, again, some pretty strong winds right there. It's almost right along I-75.
Yeah. So you basically add those two together, and you're talking about 80, 90 miles an hour worth of wind there. And if there's storms are rotating, the rotating storms obviously are going to cause a little bit more damage than in this scenario. When the tighter the rotation is, the stronger the storm is, so the more damage it could cause. But you know, on the grand scheme of things, tornadoes are very, very small in relation to, say, a thunderstorm or a cold front or a hurricane. But that narrowness, the very small part of the ground that comes in contact with the tornado, or tornado that comes in contact with the ground, is the area that has the most opportunity to produce some damage. So we will wait to hear reports from this as this moves off to the north and east. 50 miles an hour, that's a quick mover. There's no doubt about that.
It's almost moving as fast as you would be driving up I-75.
Yeah. So I always tell people it's not safe, but when you have a safe moment, drive down the road 50, 60 miles an hour and put your arm outside the window, and that's kind of what it feels when you get a sustained wind there of that magnitude. So here's Knoxville right here, Maryville, Clinton, so you can see the movement of the rain moving pretty rapidly and raining into the Gatlinburg area. That's great news. So they need more of this stuff. We don't need this to go toward anywhere near anybody. We don't want this to hang together much longer. But you know, these storms happen, and nighttime thunderstorms or severe thunderstorms are the worst because you can't see. You can't see off on the horizon. So that's why we'd like to be your eyes and your ears in a scenario like this. You can catch us up on the 6 Storm Team weather app. Search Knoxville weather for that, or we'll keep going right here until the severe thunderstorm threat is diminished. So till 145 McMinn and Monroe County. So we're talking places like Athens and Nyota and Sweetwater, Madisonville. Those are some of the main communities that are closer to the interstate. Hopefully this will stay north of Tellico Plains. On this track it appears that it will. The hail product that we had seems to have weakened just a little bit. It was not as strong as it was earlier, and there you can see that it's a 1.7 estimated diameter hail. That doesn't mean it's reaching the ground that size. About the size of a quarter, possibly right under the center of the storm, which is basically right over Athens right now. Yeah,
so Athens, hopefully you're in your safe area as we speak. This will continue to move very quickly. I mean, now it looks like it's crossing I-75. It's going to be working its way maybe a little jogging further south of I-75. So at this point, anywhere kind of northwest of I-75 looking a little bit better. Now we're crossing I-75 southward. So Christiansburg, Inglewood, you need to make sure you're in your safe area as well. Sweetwater 141, you're still not out of the woods yet. I would rather you be there. in your safe area as well, Madisonville included.
Yeah, and we're getting, we can hear the rain here at our studios. We're getting just moderate rain. Every once in a while we'll hear a clap of thunder, but this is probably a little bit more violent sounding, even though violent's kind of a relative word, but with the thunder probably at a pretty good pace right there. You probably hear the winds increase as well, hail, gusty winds. And again, we've had reports from this severe thunderstorm that there has been some wind damage in the Chattanooga area. Not confirmed to be a tornado, but there has been some wind damage reported there. And what happens then is that the folks at the storm survey crew from the Weather Service will go down and check that out tomorrow and see if it was actually a tornado or if it was just straight line wind damage. But
Southern McMinn County almost cleared out of this now. Athens, you still need to be in your safe area. It looks like it's very close to you. Hiawassee College, if anybody's listening to us there, 138. You need to go ahead and get to your safe area as we speak. Fagan Community right around 141. Again, this warning goes to 145. At least this one does. We'll see again if this holds together. Let's kind of put a loop on this again. You can see the movement of this, just how quickly this is coming through. We'll rewind it and see how far this goes back. I believe this is a 3-hour, yes, 3-hour time lapse here. So this is 3 hours worth of data. Let me shorten that just to 1 hour so we can get kind of a little bit better idea just how quick these storms are moving. So this is just 1 hour's worth now, and look how it's gone out of our viewing area, almost through McMinn County.
Yeah, it's almost to the north of, well, it is north of Athens now. So Athens, you guys have probably had the strongest winds just went past you, and so it moves up toward Sweetwater as well. There's Athens, so there's the strongest winds here in the profile of the atmosphere. So what happens here is the radar scans different levels of the atmosphere. It's not just one slice of the atmosphere, it's multiple slices of the atmosphere, sends it back to the processor in the computer, and the computer generates these images that we can show you. This is correlation coefficient. And
not seeing anything.
We're not seeing anything that indicates we would see debris. With the, that would indicate a better idea that there's a tornado-producing thunderstorm. Let's see. So the tornado okay, McMinn County, you have been expired. So McMinn County is no longer in the tornado warning. And
it's still pretty close, though. I mean, it's at least in the northern sector there of McMinn County. I don't know that I'm quite ready to give up on McMinn County just yet, but it's close.
I would say that at the southern part of McMinn County, you're fine. The northern part, you may want to hang on just a little bit longer. Let me see what I can find out here for you. Any specifics?
All right. Again, this is moving so fast. They've been moving at about 50 miles per hour. That's the impressive thing as well. It's just as quick as these cells are moving through. But there's the tornado warning till 1:45, so about another 16 minutes. We'll see if they extend it a little further to the north and east as well. Let's look again at the wind profile within this, and again you can see the circulation. It would be very close to the Athens area, or just north of it, I'd say, at this point, as this continues to move north, kind of east-northeast at 50 miles per hour. That in itself is what's quite impressive. This is the border right here between McMinn and Monroe County, so it's almost out of McMinn County, but not quite yet. I don't think quite ready to give up yet on the McMinn County area, Matt.
Yeah, I think the northern part of McMinn County, you're right, from Athens up toward Monroe County till 1:45, so we still have another 15 or so minutes, 1:30 right now. We've got about a 15 more minutes time frame on this as it races off to the northeast, about 50. So here are some of the communities. Sweetwater, about 1:34, so you've got 3 or 4 minutes if you're just getting up and wondering what's going on. We don't have confirmed tornadoes with this storm, but we do have confirmed damage with this. Madisonville, 136, Hiawassee College, 138.
Yeah,
Fagan.
That's big, Hiawassee College. So if kids, if you're up listening, make sure you get in your safe area, maybe go up and down the hallways and make sure people are in their safe area as well. I'd rather you wake them up and be safe and nothing happen than the opposite.
Of course, when we were going to school, we were always up at 1:30 studying, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure a lot of people probably are as well. So let's hope that that's the case and they're listening and they're heeding this advice to go ahead and get out into a safe place. That's where you want to be. Get your safe room.
A little bit of a reflectivity right there showing the possibility of some hail.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt that there could be some hail, although it wouldn't be real large, but there could be some quarter-size hails coming out of this. So we've got about 14, 13 more minutes for this severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, excuse me. And again, we do not have anything confirmed other than just some areas that have received some tree damage down by the Chattanooga area. The tornado watch that this is part of is well basically south of Knoxville. It's more northern Georgia, southeast toward Chattanooga. and did just very clip Meigs County earlier.
Yes.
Back to the west of us, everything's settling down from Cookeville to Crossville, Dayton. Everything basically west of I-75, you're in good shape as far as any threat of severe storms, so let it rain.
See some rain getting close to the Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge area as well, which is nice to see. But again, a lot of people are saying, I live in Knoxville, I live in La Follette, Tazewell, do I have to worry about this? I really don't think it's going to be quite to that extent. I would say Monroe and Loudoun counties, that would be the more favorable areas we want to watch. Can't say for certain that it's not going to continue up towards Blount County, but it has shown some signs at least of weakening compared to where it was, but we still need to take it seriously with the active tornado warning in effect for another 13 minutes.
We got 1 hour ago when that storm was just west of Chattanooga, there's reports of 1 inch hail with it.
Okay.
So within an hour it's moved here from Chattanooga.
That's impressive just how quickly that has moved. Again, 50, 55 miles per hour, it's almost as quickly as you would be traveling along the interstate itself.
I was just thinking that that's if you're driving that fast, you're driving slow on the interstate, but that's fast moving for a storm. So yeah, 50, 60 miles an hour, that wouldn't be long before it's going to be in Loudoun County if it holds together. We're definitely going to have some rain, some thunder, some wind, some lightning. It's not a well-defined hook echo like you see in classic textbooks, but there obviously is at least some rotation off the ground, which is causing some issues with the prompting of the tornado warning. So that's now most of it south of I-75 appears to be, as Ken was talking earlier, just the main center of it right south of I-75, so near Hiwassee College right now 133, Fagan 136, Philadelphia, Big Piney, Von Orr, and Trigonia. You're talking about some areas like near Von Orr, there's interest near Tellico Lake. Now you're getting toward the southern tip of Tellico Lake, so some of you folks may be seeing that as it comes up from 75. So just seek shelter. Make sure you're in your safe place until the storms pass. I think if you live in southern McMinn County, even if you live in Athens, I think the majority of the threat is over with. May want to hang on just a few more minutes, but everything north of Athens toward Nyota and then up the interstate, Sweetwater, Von Orr, look to your southwest. Don't do that. Get in your safe place, and then coming from the southwest will be the storm system.
So again, it looks like maybe the worst part of this storm north and east of Athens right now, it would be right through here. And then you can see where the pink and the greens are kind of coming together. So that would be it. Almost crossing, this would be the border right here with Monroe and McMinn County. That would be the area we'd be watching for sure. So we'll see.
And then this is Loudoun County starting right here. So you know, you're not too far from the Loudoun County area. Let's see if we can see anything as far as the 102 mile an hour.
That'd be pretty impressive. Again, we're kind of away from the radar site, so the beam is shooting up a little bit, but still, there's going to be some strong winds within that cell for sure as this is making its way towards the north and east. So let's kind of move back just a little bit, maybe pan out a little bit as well, and kind of refocus here as the storm. Looks like a lot of it's starting to cross over the McMinn-Monroe County line now, Matt. Yeah,
you're right. It might even be accelerating. I mean, we're talking 50 miles an hour movement. It could be moving a little bit faster than that now, but if you're in the path of that, East Sweetwater and Sweetwater 137, Rockville, Hopewell Springs, Eve Mills, you're under the gun next. Madisonville, 136, so next minute or two, you need to make sure you're in a safe place in Madisonville. There probably could be some small hail with this and some gusty winds. At a minimum, you're going to have really strong winds for a short period of time, but as this moves northeast at 50 to 55 miles an hour, it's not going to be around very long, whatever happens. Hopefully it's just some heavy rain and some minimal tree damage, but no matter what happens, it's just not going to be there. Look how far it is from Athens. It seemed just like a second ago it was over Athens, and now it's all the way into Monroe County.
Pretty impressive lightning. This will be 30 minutes worth of data, and you can see kind of the track of this as it's moved towards the northeast as well. So I'm sure it's pretty noisy. I'm sure it's bright. Seeing the flashes of lightning there off into the distance, but again, you need to be in your safe area at this point. Not affecting Knox or Blount County yet. We'll keep an eye, but again, the way this is moving, if you kind of estimate it out, looks like maybe it would be more of the Blount and eastern Loudoun County area that would be impacted if it were to stay on that current path, Matt.
Yeah, and then you've got, of course, Greenback is in the path of that, and they've had their fair share of severe weather in years past, so always get on edge with that as far as that's concerned. So that's Greenback.
Kind of reissued on the cell to the south. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for McMinn and Meigs County till 2, so it's this thunderstorm, not tornadic, but still could be producing some winds over 60 miles per hour. So not completely out of the woods yet, McMinn County, with that cell developing back towards the south and west as well, sliding northeast. I assume that's moving at 50 miles per hour as well. We'll just kind of include everything at 50 miles per hour, but we want to definitely focus a little more attention on the tornado warned storm, which goes for another 9 minutes. McMinn and Monroe County. So this is mainly the batch of it's mainly into Monroe County as we speak, but Athens southwest, you have another cluster of thunderstorms that's developing back south of the Dayton area right now. Quickly, I want to just take a look at that one.
Right here?
Yeah, let's look at this cell right through here.
Northeast of 50 miles an hour as well, 50 to 55, and that appears to have a little bit more possibility of some hail in that storm. This should be up toward Lamontville, excuse me, at 142, Hillsview 144, 153, and Suburban Hills and Coyley as we move that just a little bit faster. So that's right on the tails of this. So this is all ahead of a system that's going to punch through the region this morning, but as it takes its time, we'll take the beneficial rains. We just don't want the severe weather to go with it. Moving northeast at 55 to 60 miles an hour. Von Orr 148, Trigonia 151. So those communities that are northern Monroe County and probably into Loudoun County within the next 10-15 minutes, you need to seek shelter and wait for the storm to pass. And as you do, if those of you are watching or streaming coverage on our app, or if you're watching WATE, send us a note and let us know what's happening. We've got meteorologist Trent McGill's here as well, so we're kind of keeping track so we can get some verification on. Really hard to get verification this time of the night or this time of the morning because so many people are asleep, and it's hard to see obviously in the dark. And
that's the that's the problem as well. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
We've got heavy rainfall, so even if there was a tornado, it would be hard to see. It's what we call rain-wrapped tornado. There's so much rain around it you wouldn't be able to see it. Plus there's a lot of trees. We have hills and trees in this part of East Tennessee. Check the couplet now. All right, we're going to take a look here, take a look at the winds inside this and see. Yep, you can see it. Pretty tight little couplet showing up right through there. And also the winds back to that one south of the Dayton area would have to keep an eye on as well. But,
talking about this right here.
Yeah, let's see if we can pick it up on the other radar out of the south. Yeah, that one right there. You can see it crossing over into northwest sections of Monroe County. So it would be this area right through here. So let's track that out, kind of put a closer view on it. So Madisonville, you definitely need to be in your safe area. Okay, 144 could be very close to your area. Fagan, 149. That would be the tight circulation around that, just crossing over into Monroe County.
So it appears that the northern part of Monroe County is the biggest threat. Tellico Plains appears to be north of you. You can probably see it off in the distance as far as the the lightning goes with this. Probably some frequent lightning. Even the possibility of some hail there, as you see the area in purple. We'll check that here in just a second. But the new track on that.
Yeah, we're kind of. Even though the worst part of the storm may be down through here, I want to put the track on the advanced part of the storm.
Sure. Because
you've probably got your hail core here, and you could have your circulation back through here, the southern part of the storm, but I'd rather have it ahead than behind.
Yeah, and there could be some sort of notch or inflow trying to develop there. Again, not a textbook example, but we're starting to see 151 greenback showing up, so they were talking about Loudoun County. So we're projecting this ahead toward Loudoun County. Those of you that are in Loudoun County, you don't officially have a warning of any type, but if this storm holds together, 50 miles, 55 miles an hour is not going to be much time to get into your safe place before that comes racing down the I-75 corridor there.
So officially 5 more minutes on the tornado warning in Monroe County. We'll see if they extend that, Matt. But again, Kincaid, go ahead and get to your safe area. 140 could be in your area. So
they put the backside of this under severe thunderstorm warning?
Yes. Yeah. And again, we'll put this into motion. This is just the past 3 hours, and you can see just how quickly all this is pushed to the north and east. These cells came out of northern Alabama. We had some histories of tornado warnings there in northern Alabama near the Huntsville area, and these have continued to push north and east. Another one south of Chattanooga. All right, let's take a look to
tornado
see that.
Warning?
Tornado warning.
All right, go back further south here.
Come on. Well, there you go. That's what happens when you let me run the machine.
Yeah, wait a minute, let's go back out.
Okay, there's the one tornado warning. Then there's southwest of Chattanooga.
Yeah, that one's a lot more impressive, right down through here in the northwest section of Georgia.
And that's in the tornado watch area that remains in effect through the early morning hours as well.
Yeah, officially the watch goes until 4 o'clock. But again, it kind of encompassed this area right through here. It had portions of McMinn County. It did not include Monroe County, but you know, the true definition of a watch means in and around the area. So that would by definition include that. So let's focus in. Let's keep an eye on this. We've still got another, 4 minutes officially for this cell as it moves to the north and east. So probably what you're going to be seeing or hearing, there's a hail core right through here. Backside of this is where we would be seeing the rotation if there is any. It's out of McMinn County now, so at least the tornado threat for now out of McMinn County, but the severe threat's still there with that next storm starting to come through. So Kincaid 143, Hopewell Springs 144, Von Orr at 148.
And you probably, if you're close to that hail core, you're probably noticing it because we are expecting this probably to be at least a 1/4 inch in diameter. We're going to be able to probably have to
do you
clear
want to
that.
see the hail?
Yeah. Probably going to see those not as much hail in that scenario as we do at a maximum. You're probably talking 1 inch in diameter. So there's probably going to be some maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch size hail with these.
And I've got to think Loudoun County is going to be our next area that could be warned on this as it's moving so fast northeast at 50 miles per hour. Again, the warning's about to expire in the next 3 minutes, so my guess would be some kind of warning, whether it's severe or a tornado warning gets extended at least in the eastern sections of Loudoun County, possibly even clipping portions of Blount County. So we'll see. A couple minutes to go. Kind of looking over here at the chat room with the Weather Service, and I don't see anything showing up yet.
Check the correlation coefficient. It's showing something not liquid.
Right through there.
Right here?
Yeah. Possibly. Right through here. What we sometimes see with this, possibly a debris signature showing up right through there. And that would be pretty close. That would make sense, Matt. That would be right through here.
That's right on that couplet.
Yep, that would be right there.
And
they did. They just extended, remember we were talking about this, the new severe thunderstorm warning going further north, Blount, Loudoun, Monroe until 2:15. But we probably need to focus a little more on this area. Let's just put it on the actual worst part of the storm. We'll kind of forget that hail core for now.
Yeah.
So Madisonville, you need to be in your safe area. Hiawassee College, listen. Hiawassee College, get in your safe area. 146, you got 3 minutes before the storm could be in your area. Probably not even that long as fast as this is moving.
You're talking about the correlation coefficient and the possibility of debris signature. What that simply means is that the radar is indicating some sort of debris created by this storm, whether it's some trees or some damage to a structure. There's the possibility that that's picking up there. So that's more area of concern. That's why we continue to have this tornado warning till 1:45. This will be into Hiawassee College, as Ken mentioned, in the next 2 minutes. Rockville 1:48, Fagan at 1:49, 1:53 Kincaid, and Eve Mills at 1:54. I know it's not traditional for college students to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching the severe thunderstorms, but let me tell you, folks, if there's anybody that's in the Hiawassee College community or on campus there is a severe thunderstorm that has the possibility of producing a tornado near Hiawassee College. So you need to call over there, get the kids, the students where they're supposed to be in their safe place. And
they've dropped the warning because it expired at 1:45, but
they've added Blount to it.
Yeah, we still want to focus on that area. Again, Trent, we're not quite seeing what we were earlier with the possibility of a debris signature. Maybe it is pulled back up in the air, but still, that's something we need to watch very carefully, this area right through here. So McMinn County, at least the tornadic threat with this cell seems to be over with, but right through there.
Hail signatures are weakening also.
Okay, well that's good to see. Again, we're kind of working its way into an environment that's a little less supportive of the tornadic storms. But Von Orr, again, that's eastern sections of Loudoun County, right on the meadow. That's right on the Loudoun and Blount County line. But this is the area, Matt, right through here that if there was still a tornado, it would be right through there.
Right through there, right on the back edge.
This would be more of the hail core itself. So you'd have hail coming first, and then the possibility of of a tornado.
Yeah, and we do want to forget this little guy down here back southern parts and south of Dayton. This storm has weakened as well, even though it's severe thunderstorm watch for the western part, the southern part of McMinn County down south toward, just south of Dayton. So there could be some damage in that, but it's not a rotating storm at this point. Riceville 153, 159 into Piquatina Place, so that's just to the north near Riceville, near Athens, but that's not to the extent that we see this one that's in Monroe County moving toward Loudoun County, maybe in the southern part of Roane County, the southern part of Loudoun County, Blount County, and the northern part of Monroe County as well.
And just because it's a severe thunderstorm warning doesn't mean you can't see a tornado form.
Yeah, and sometimes severe thunderstorms produce more damage than tornadoes do.
That's right.
It just depends on what the environment is and what kind of scenario you're facing there.
Exactly.
But that's south of 75, so this is headed up toward Greenback. Should be getting ready to approach and pass over the county line of Loudoun County, which is right here. You can see there, so that's getting ready to move right into the southern tip of Loudoun County. Again, places like, if you have interest along Tellico Lake, this could be something you need to be concerned with. Maybe Kahiti Golf Course, Von Orr. You've got a couple marinas down there as you can cross 411 headed north and south. So Von Orr Elementary School, I'm trying to think of there's several boat manufacturers down in the Von Orr area as well. So
Greenback.
Greenback, yep.
So again, that whole area, just make sure you're in your safe area. I mean, again, even though you just see severe thunderstorm warning, doesn't mean you can't see a tornado. And we know, we've seen 70, 80 mile per hour winds with severe thunderstorms that can cause just as much damage as a tornado. So treat it that way, please, especially at night.
So if you're just tuning in, welcome in. We thank you for being with us. We've been on the air for about an hour now or thereabouts as a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now. We've had tornado warnings that have been posted and don't have any confirmed tornadoes, but we did have a report of significant damage to some trees in the Chattanooga area. They are been under one tornado warning and they're under another one now in Chattanooga. We'll get back down there in just a second, but this one right here is the one that's been rotating and causing a little bit of a headache as it moves through Monroe into Blount County and Greenback. Should be Greenback about 154, so you got about 5 minutes there.
That storm did knock trees and power lines down in Hamilton County. So
earlier.
Before it moved into McMinn County.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Lanier 158. Thank you for that report, Trent. And then south toward we've got the marker on my bad.
Here's what he was talking about. We're going to show the reports real quick across the area. It was further south than this that we had earlier, the report of some wind damage that Trent was talking about.
Okay, so south and west of that. Okay. So the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Blount County, Loudoun County, Monroe County until 2:15. Blount, Loudoun, Monroe County till 2:15. So Athens, you're in pretty good shape here. They've even, the tornado warning that was in effect in Chattanooga, that's now a severe thunderstorm warning. So there's no tornado warnings in effect, but still that's worth a dicey look at that storm system. It's just kind of ugly. It's not well formed, but it just has enough ugliness to it that it could produce severe storms at any time.
Yeah, and still, again, we'll put this little loop on it here, and you can see kind of what that area we were watching is right through there, is racing to the north and east, almost into Loudoun County now as we speak. So, again, rightfully has a severe thunderstorm warning on it, but again, could produce a tornado. At minimum, we could be seeing 60 mile per hour winds with this as it's moving through. So, seek shelter. Von Orr 150, Lanier 159, Tallahassee 201. And Benfield Community at 205.
Allenwick and Blount County, that's 210. So we got about 2 minutes and 15, 2 minutes, 2 a.m. in the morning. It's been, Ken, you've been working a long time. We all have, but start tying our tongue here. The bottom line is just be safe, folks. We can't control these storms, but we can definitely let you know where they're going and get you a good idea if one's even in your area. Even if somebody doesn't get directly hit by a tornado, we're doing the service of letting people know about what's coming our way and moving our direction. So that's where it is right now. Von Orr, that's where the storm is right now. Greenback probably in the next 5 minutes or so. Lanier 159, 204 into Minton, Benfield 205 into Smoky View Estates about 211. Frequent lightning, you're probably hearing some flashes of lightning and some frequent thunder there a little bit toward Von Orr, and now moving into parts of Blount County right along the Smoky Mountains.
One of our weather watchers, Josh Marler, saying some Facebook chatter of some damage that happened in McMinn County near Athens with that cell earlier. Yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about there. The possibility of possibly a tornado touchdown there and near the Athens community. Possibly
White Street.
South White Street. All right, that's where some of the damage was being reported. Whether it was a tornado or wind damage from the storm, highly possible. Especially with the rotation we saw with that earlier as it came through, Matt. And unfortunately, look at this, Athens, you've got another cluster of thunderstorms about to head into your area. So don't be going outside and looking at the damage, okay? Get to another safe area. If your place where you are is damaged, try to find a neighbor or somebody quickly that you can get into and wait this next cell to come through out.
Was that, the reported damage, was that just trees or was that structural damage?
House, potentially.
House, potentially, okay.
Again,
It's on Facebook.
unconfirmed,
Yeah.
but may want to pass that on to the Weather Service and see if they can, there's a lightning strike over our area right now. Benfield 159, Friendsville 2 o'clock. Again, if there's still any circulation with this storm, it's going to be right back through here. But we're going to go ahead and have the track on ahead of this because that would be a bit of a hail core if there was any hail with this at this point. And we'd rather you have at least that much more advanced warning before that storm comes through.
Yeah, if you live near Tellico Plains or anywhere south of that up to the Cherryhala Skyway, the area, we've got the fish hatchery up there. We've got all kinds of camping and smoke, the mountains there, and we've had some fires in Monroe County as well. So luckily we've got some rain to help that scenario out, but we don't need additional strong winds to aggravate the situation as well.
Got a report of Petros, Jim West, a great weather watcher of ours. He's had 4 inches of rain, and this is what I was talking about. He's already had 4 inches of rain.
Fire there last week.
What's that?
Fire there last week.
Had fires there last week near Petros. Now we've got 4 inches of rain. He said he's got some issues in his basement, which you would imagine. And this is what I was talking about. The ground is so hard from all the drought conditions that we've had.
Sure.
This rain has nowhere to go. It doesn't soak in, so it runs off, and it runs into streets. It runs into the creeks and rivers and makes those rise. So, you know, I believe Jim West when he tells me he's got 4 inches of rainfall. That's pretty impressive. Just in, I don't know, it probably started about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah,
earlier.
Our rain estimate product on our weather computer was estimating 3 to 4 inches of rain as well, so that was pretty accurate.
Let me show you that real quick. I actually have it called up. This was earlier.
So what
it's probably going to be off because of the date here, but let's see if it'll work. Yeah, it's still working. So that wasn't too far off. Rainfall estimates through tomorrow.
So what this is showing us, this was we showed this earlier during our broadcast, during our news, that estimated 3 to 4 inch amounts of rain, and that's what we see from parts of Cumberland County, Morgan County, Petros, as Jim West mentioned there, northern Anderson, up toward La Follette and into southeast Kentucky.
Tornado. All right, so again, that makes sense. They're going to go ahead and extend that because that little appendage we've been talking about, Matt, right through there, they're still seeing possibility of rotation. There it is, that little couplet right through there.
Now, just here's the situation. It's very hard to tell if this is actually rotating on the ground or if it's just off the ground, but indications are that, you know, anytime you see something like this, it could touch down at any time. So if you're in daytime, it's much easier to see a rotating supercell thunderstorm. Pretty easy to pick out the
right there.
Yeah, and so we'll have inflow here. The hail core would come through. And as Ken mentioned, after that would be the possibility of the rotating storm, which could be a tornado. That goes toward to 2:30. So now Blount, Loudoun, and Monroe County are under a tornado warning until 2:30. And it looks like it is the southern part of Loudoun County. So those of you up near Loudoun, Lenore City, I think you're okay there because this is south of you. But this is basically along 411. Let's see.
Von Orr needs to be in their safe area right now.
Von Orr needs to be in their safe area right now. And Greenback here next. Where's the interstate here? What am I missing?
Right there.
There it is, up here. Here's 75 back here to the west. So This is well south of I-75, so that's why I'm thinking Lenore City and Loudon, you're okay. I'm trying to give you your communities that if you're waking up now and you're saying, okay, does this really affect me? We're trying to be as close as possible to pinpointing where the most significant or the best possibility of damage is from these storms, and that would be Von Orr, as Ken mentioned, right now, possibly Greenback. The further we go down the line, these are moving northeast about 55 to 60 miles an hour.
I'm going to zoom way in here and see if we can kind of talk about some areas that may be impacted by this a little more so.
Maribel's right in the path.
Yeah, so Von Orr, there's Niles Ferry Road, if you know where that is. There's 72, so between 72 and Niles Ferry Road, that would be the area I would be a little more concerned with at this point. And again, Von Orr, you need to make sure you're in your safe area. Greenback as well, as this is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour.
Near Von Orr also we have the Kahidi Golf Course. A lot of folks have houses around there, live around the Kahidi Golf Course, so that's another area that you need to be aware of. And then we take this up and moving toward Greenback, as we mentioned here. So those of you that live on the southern edge of Tellico Lake near Greenback, this is moving northeast at 50 to 60 miles an hour. And it's not going to take long before it's in and out of there very quickly.
And again, getting some Facebook unconfirmed reports, maybe the Save-A-Lot down there in Athens, some damage to the Save-A-Lot store. Again, unconfirmed. We're just seeing it on Facebook. But we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if we had some structural damage from some of these storms. Look how quickly that scan has moved through.
Yeah, Greenback, you need to be in your safe place.
Yeah, and Lanier as well, up through Friendsville. This is just moving very quickly. We've been talking about it. It would be right through here. It's right in the corner, if you know where Blount County comes together with Monroe County and Loudoun County. That's right where it is. So it's right over Von Orr as we speak right now, near the Jenna community at 1:59 at the top of the hour. Brick Mill 203 and Lanier 204, Benfield 206.
Yeah, and just looking down the road just a little bit, we're not too far, from Maryville, Blount County, Friendsville, Louisville. Those are all communities that are officially in this tornado warning, but does not mean that storm's right in your area at this point. So the area that we're looking at is just right here toward Lanier, moving toward Lanier at this point.
Moving fast.
Yeah, very fast. There it is right there. So we're talking, 50 to 60 miles an hour as it moves to the, looks like the main part of that would be just north of Lanier. And if you track the back side of this, where the most likelihood for a wall cloud or a funnel cloud, which could turn into a tornado, it puts you into Lanier at 2:05. So we're talking 5, 6, 7 minutes from now. Benfield, Saddam Mill, we're talking Jenna. Now's the perfect time. If you live anywhere north of this or northeast of this, you need to make sure you get in your safe place as quick as possible. The safe place is going to be the smallest room of your house. More than likely, it would be a basement. If you don't have a basement, a closet. And just get into all the things you've been taught over the years of what to do if tornadoes coming your way. You definitely need to be on guard for that, especially in eastern Blount County and Loudoun County and western Blount County at this time. Friendsville down to Lanier, there's possibility of a rotating storm right there. And these storms, as we talked about earlier, moving 50 to 60 miles an hour. So as they move at that pace, at a minimum, you're moving fast enough that it could cause some wind damage just from the forward progress as acceleration of the speed of the tornado.
Yeah. So again, Knox County not impacted by this. It would be south of that. Blount County, especially the western side of Blount County, and extreme eastern Loudoun County. So it includes Loudoun County, but it's not the city of Loudoun. It's going to be more east side of Loudoun County, kind of close to where it butts up right against Blount County, Greenback community as well. Benfield 2:06 would be a time. Clover Hill 2:07. Again, the tornado warning goes till 2:30. It's nighttime. It's raining hard.
Yep.
It would be hard to see unless it were to be illuminated by some lightning or a power flash. What does that say right there, Matt?
And the other thing is, we've been in a drought, so most people are thinking, it's rain.
Yeah.
We need the rain, but
we do. But we've seen that rain. It's been so heavy that it's actually been running off. Our weather watcher Jim West in Petros reporting over 4 inches of rain in portions of Morgan County, the eastern side of Morgan County. That wouldn't surprise me. Again, as much rain as we've seen in the area.
That last one was an update for northern Georgia.
Okay.
Just outside Chattanooga.
Yeah, that cell we were watching that was kind of paralleling the Tennessee-Georgia border.
Yeah,
so there's a couple of cells that are out here. Let's kind of pull back out, Matt, kind of get a wide perspective so everybody can see what we're watching here at this point.
Right. It's 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and some much-needed rain in the area, but also I've got this one isolated area that's producing severe thunderstorm, and then now tornado warning that could be coming very close to excuse me. Could come close to Maryville by the time. Trent, can you grab a bottle of water if you don't mind? There's one back there.
Notice that the severe thunderstorm warning they had for McMinn County, that they've discontinued that at 2 o'clock at the top of the hour, at least for now. We'll see if they reissue it. But this is the main one we're watching. That's the one that was down further to the south. That one that was down, there it is. That's the tornado warning that's not going to impact our viewing area. It's a little farther to the south, but that cell has been holding together as well as this one has. And this one continues to make its way. It's moving quickly. We're talking northeast 50 miles per hour. Pretty impressive for this time of year to see storms move that quickly. But if there's anything left with the rotation, it would be right through this area. So that's why we're going to track this area right through here. Lanier, 204 being your safe area. Benfield 208, Maryville 218.
Okay.
Again, if it holds together. We can't say for certain at this point that there is a tornado on the ground, but we've had some unconfirmed reports of some damage.
And those have just been in McMinn County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same cell. Same cell that's tracked all the way north. Now east of I-75, put perspective, there's 75, so it's to the east of that.
And keep in mind, these tornadoes don't remain. They kind of evolve and have their own. Sometimes they strengthen and weaken and slow down and speed up and turn, and you know they kind of have a mind of their own. So there's no way to predict exactly where they're going to be. But as they move along, they can accelerate, they can decelerate, they can strengthen, and just when you think they're falling apart, they can, collapse, which would be a situation where we have straight line winds, which gives us another possibility of severe thunderstorms and thunderstorm damage as well. So that's basically out of Loudoun County, just barely on the Loudoun County line. Most of it's in Blount County. Just the appendage right there, the inflow would probably be just right on the Loudoun County line with Blount County, so this will continue to move off to the east. So Monroe County, you're pretty much free and clear of the severe the tornado warning, just about out of your area, and same the extreme western part of Loudoun County. But that's near Lanier Elementary School. That's a possibility that you could see that possible tornado there. Mint 210, 6 Mile 219. Then we're starting to get into the foothills of Blount County as well. But boy, thank you.
You can see
we're
still seeing what we call the inflow to that storm right through here. The classic, you see it sometimes, the hook echo showing up on radar. So that would be the area we would for sure be keeping a close eye on, would be right through here as this is moving northeast. Again, 50, 55 miles per hour, so the storm is really racing at this point as it's making its way north and east. So Benfield, 204, we're just a minute away from that. Foothills Mall, 211, that's the Maryville area. 213, Maryville itself. John Sevier Elementary, put that in perspective, you know where that is, 216. Again,
there's all kinds. You've got Maryville College, you have William Blount High School, all that down 321. Ritchie Tractor, I'm trying to think of a number of Foothills Church. There's just a number of buildings or facilities that are in the path of this severe thunderstorm.
And as fast as this is moving, you don't have a lot of time.
No.
Basically, don't wait.
Don't wait for the traditional. It sounded like a freight train, because by then it's usually too late. Make sure you get into the lowest level of your house, and don't be afraid to wake anybody up, because chances are you're not going to have but one chance to let these. To alert them and get them in their safe place.
Another thing as well, don't rely on community sirens. Well, I never heard a siren. Well,
most communities don't have them.
And don't rely on that. What if the power was out? You wouldn't hear it. If it's raining too hard or there's wind, you may not hear it. We got to keep updating this because of just how quickly this thing is moving. But again, let me grab it for you here, move it. There's the little notch. It would be right through there. That would be the area we'd be watching. So Clover Mill, you're probably seeing more in the form of hail. It would be right through here. It would be this area that I would be most concerned about, right through there. So kind of on this part of the cone is where I'd be most concerned with that. That's what we were talking about earlier. Some Facebook reports, the Save-A-Lot in Athens, McMinn County, when that storm was there earlier. The possibility of some damage, again, that's unconfirmed.
Let's hit the scope up there and see what we got.
Let's see, inside there.
Yeah, so we've got some...
grab it, make it a little bigger. So right through there.
yeah.
Right through there.
So you're looking at these lighter colors, and you're talking, you know, you got circulation in that storm system there. You've definitely got 60, 70 miles an hour winds inside these, and hail probably at least a...
Yeah, that would make sense. So they took Loudoun County. There's the Loudoun County border right through here. So Loudoun County, you're not under the tornado warning anymore. It's mainly just Blount County at this point, and that goes until 2:30. That's 24 minutes from right now.
Right. So we've got, this is a pretty nasty storm that's in Blount County right now, and so if you live in the central part of the county, or basically the central part of the county, or the middle and moving toward the eastern side of the county, you need to make sure that you're in your safe place. This is, looks like it's very close to, just south maybe of McGee-Tyson Airport. Forest Hill at 212, Law Chapel, Melrose 222.
Airport's probably right through there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mint Community, 206 right about now. Blockhouse 214, Law Chapel if it stays on that path, 219, Melrose 222. But that would be the area right through there. And again, we're going to have to keep updating this so quickly because it's moving at 50, 55 miles per hour. That in itself is pretty impressive to be seeing just how quickly that's moving.
I can almost hear the comments about sounds like a freight train, even if there's not a tornado, because just moving that fast. Just imagine hearing a semi-tractor coming down the road. You hear it just,
and it goes.
You know, it's coming towards you and it's going away from you. You don't have time to blink. But you know, we're talking Alcoa here. You mentioned Foothills Mall. They put severe thunderstorm warning back to the west.
Yeah, we'll show you this again coming back into McMinn County, Loudoun, McMinn, Monroe till 2:30. I still would be a little more concerned with this cell. That's the one that looks a little more textbook, and this one would have me a little more concerned right through there. I want to check one thing real quick just to see. All right, not seeing, at least at this point, anything that would indicate that there's debris showing up, but that doesn't mean there's not at least a funnel cloud or an actual tornado with this. So something we'll definitely continue to track, this little appendage right through there that's moving kind of north, kind of east-northeast, we'll call it, at 50 miles per hour. So again, right over Mint right now, Forest Hill 214, Blockhouse 216.
Very small communities in Blount County, but they're very close to other places that you may be more familiar with along the Highway 321, and getting close to Maryville High School, Alcoa High School, McGee-Tyson Airport. These are just some of the landmarks. Blount Memorial Hospital, Maryville College, everybody in that area needs to make sure you're in your safe place. And you know, I've done it before, 2:30 in the morning, tornado warning. You don't really want to deal with it, but deal with it, because you never know, folks. Chances are there's not going to be any problem with your place, but it only takes one time, and chances are one time's enough. So.
And especially if the Facebook chatter we're seeing is correct, that we're seeing some possible damage near Athens in McMinn County to a couple of businesses there. This is the same cell. This is the same one that moved through McMinn County that's now into Blount County. There it is, another update. The sweep has come in. And it could...
indicated wind. 80, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're going to hear, meaning even if there's no tornado, there's probably going to be some or trees knocked down with that type of wind.
So it would be, let's see if it'll show up. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you're talking about 100 miles an hour with, you know, the winds in the atmosphere.
Pretty impressive. Just look at the scale here at the top of your screen. You say, why do we have different colors here? The warm colors right through here, that's going to be wind that's going away from the radar site. Again, the radar's up here. The cooler colors are going towards. So you'll be talking about winds in this direction, winds that direction. So again, you got your typical counterclockwise rotation around that storm, which would make sense.
Sure.
And again, right through here would be that area we'd be watching.
And then we've got a whole other set of issues as this holds together, if it holds together and moves into Sevier County, where we've unfortunately barely started to try to recover from brush fires. So we're hoping this weekends a little bit.
So 6 Mile 211, that's a minute from right now. You need to make sure you're in your safe area. Belle Meade 214, Blockhouse 214 as well if it stays on that track. Although Belle Meade, you're probably more in the path of hail at this point.
Yeah.
A little further to the north, but if you're in the path of this, area right through here. That would be more the possibility of that tornadic cell. That 20 more minutes before this officially expires.
So it basically looks like the central and eastern part of Blount County till 2:30 would be under that tornado warning. The western side of Blount County, you're okay. The nastiest part of the storm has moved to the east of you right there. And so we're talking basically, to be safe, McGee-Tyson Airport down to maybe not as far as Walland, but you know, if you wanted to be really safe, that'd be an area that you'd want to make sure that you're...
Probably some hail in Maryville College right about now.
Yep, Maryville College and Blount Memorial Hospital's right there, and the Blount County Correction Center's right there on that corner as well.
So that's going to be your hail core.
Yep.
Right through there. This, if there was a tornado, that would be kind of the inflow, or how it's wrapping around. It would be that area that we'd be the most concerned about. That's why we've been kind of focusing the track more down through here as opposed to further to the north. So this is the area we're tracking. That would be more of the hail core. So Forest Hill, you probably heard some of that hail over your head earlier as this just came through. Kensal Springs, we'll keep an eye on that, Matt, if it continues. That's extreme eastern sections of Blount County. That would be 222.
Right, and that's getting into where the Walland area is over here as well, and Heritage High School and that sort of thing. A lot of times, to the untrained eye, you may be looking at that purple and pink and say, okay, that's where a tornado is. Well, that's just one part of a cell that could produce a tornado. As Ken's been showing you, the intake or the southern appendage or the hook is going to be a little bit south of that. So hail, if there's going to be a tornado, it's usually after the hail passes through. And we've heard stories of hail and then feels like it's really calm and then boom. So we don't want that scenario there, but it's a very tight system. The hail will be well north of where the wedge is, or the hook trying to form there. So southern part of Maryville, tornado warning continues for Blount County.
Get a little bit closer and just see what kind of roads we have here.
Loudoun, Monroe County, you're just till 2:15, so you've got about 3 minutes left for Loudoun and Monroe County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. The tornado warning is till 2:30 for Blount County. So there's Montvale, Forest Hill.
Montvale, Forest Hill, 6 Mile, the communities that would be impacted with this, you need to make sure that you're in your safe area, for sure. Let's go back out, wider perspective, kind of give you an idea. Here's Knoxville, right through here. Severe thunderstorm warning, northern section of McMinn County, paralleling I-75. That'll clip northwestern Monroe County as well, but this is the one that we've been watching, Matt. That's the one that's had the history earlier, possibly producing some damage in McMinn County. We don't have confirmation exactly, but that's pretty big hail, probably moving over the airport as we speak.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be too big a hail. You know, got the airport motor mile down there. That's a car dealer's worst nightmare, is to have hail, especially at 2:30 in the morning. I mean, not very likely does that happen, but some cases it does, and this is one of those scenarios.
So hail report's going to be a little bit behind. This would be from earlier. We know the cell's right up through here now, but we can get kind of an idea of, it's going to probably be a little overestimated, showing ping pong ball 1.5. That's plausible. That seems about right. So
1 inch, the size of a quarter is, by the way, considered severe thunderstorm criteria. So a quarter there. So 2:30, you've got about 15 more minutes for this tornado warning. Monroe and Loudoun County are probably going to be dropped from the severe thunderstorm warning here in the next minute or so, as that's till 2:15, and then we'll keep an eye on this one, which is the basically from Maryville to the east, headed your direction. So it could be moving into parts of Sevier County, may barely clip southeast Knox County.
That'll be the hail core.
That'd be right.
So let's track the hail core. Blunt Beach 215, Wildwood 217, Melrose 219, Rocky Branch the same, as that's moving off towards the north and east. That would be that maybe 1.5 inch size hail across the area. But area we'd be a little more focused with would be right through there. If there's a tornado, it's right through there. As you said, that warning just expired, the severe thunderstorm warning, as it's now 2:15. So the only active warnings we have at this point are our tornado warning till 2:30, and the severe thunderstorm warning, same, 2:30. Again, that's I-75, so it's just east there in northwestern Monroe County.
Now, I'm sure we have some people in the Gatlinburg area that are concerned about the rain coming and the wind coming, and hopefully this little part of this nasty little storm is going to fall apart before it gets to Blount County or to Sevier County. But at this point, we need to keep in mind that at least the western side of Sevier County could be under a tornado warning soon. We'll keep an eye on that. But right now, this storm is expected to be into Cowan Springs, about 218, 221 into Miller Cove, and 223 into Knob Creek. Townsend about 227. Trent, you might let the Mel and them upstairs see if they can make some phone calls for Blunt and Monroe, McMinn County, see if they've got any reports from their police officers. Thank you. And this will be till 2:30. So for Blunt County, just getting ready to. It's that hail is way in the northeast part of the county. So we're talking Alcoa, Rockford, headed towards Seymour, Agawam Golf Course. Kind of gives you an idea of where some of that hail could be falling at this time. And there's the center of the circulation right there. So
this area right through here, kind of east of Maryville, that we'd be watching. We'll see if they extend this warning. It goes till 2:30. Doesn't look quite as pronounced as it did earlier, but still, I don't like the looks of it, we'll say. It's almost out of the warned area. So we'll see if they extend this or drop it, but we'll stay with you regardless until they do. That's what we do here. As long as there's a tornado warning in the viewing area, we're going to stay until it expires or until the threat is over. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Seymour High School, and then you're talking I-40, and then Chapman Highway coming down to Seymour High School there. So we're talking a rural part of Blount County as this moves out of Blount County into Sevier County here in the next 10-15 minutes. Check.
I was going to say Melrose right now, you're probably seeing some of that hail, or at least hearing it on your roofs.
Yeah, real close, real close. That just got a little bit more pink in it too, more. Looks like it might have strengthened just a little bit. So Cowan Springs 217, that's where you are. This storm will be near you at that point. 222 Knob Creek, Seymour High School, Kings Academy area, right there off of, right there past the intersection near Seymour, right where you turn left to go to the school.
We got a storm report out of Athens, McMinn County, State Road 30 and 39. Intersection in Athens, a roof blown off of a building. I wonder if that was the Save-A-Lot. Not sure.
Maybe.
Positively. Trees down, structures damaged, and roads blocked south of Athens. So again, that would make complete sense. This is what's left of that cell, and we've been following it for over an hour now as it moved through.
Yeah, I was going to say that was about an hour ago when it went through there. So it's moving 55 to 60 miles an hour, and that's going to continue to be there.
Sevier County issued for tornado warning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to go ahead and extend that as we expected. Now you'll see it pop up here in just a second, because this it's almost out of the warned area.
Yeah, so we knew it was going to be extended, whether it was a tornado storm or a severe thunderstorm. Moving northeast still at 50 miles an hour near Eagleton Village and near Maryville. So
you'll see that warning pop up any second.
Talking about
now.
This area right here.
Yeah, there it is. So there's the new warning. I've kind of drawn a funny looking track here because I wanted to include the hail core and also where the possible rotation would be within that storm. So Knob Creek 222, Seymour High School could clip your area right around 223, Union Valley 228. But again, the rotation would be down here. This would be the large hail core.
Gatlinburg on the screen here now, showing up here back to the south, just on the southern fringe of that. If this keeps going in the same direction, it would be missing Gatlinburg to the north, at least the heaviest downpours and the most possibility of a tornado. I think they're going to discover just enough damage tomorrow from the fires when they're able to get in there and get around. We don't need additional, but this is the system right here, and this is the Sevier County line. This is the Knox County line here, and the Knox County line with Sevier County, Blount County as well. So basically in the northern, very northern quarter, just right over, just getting ready to move out of Blount County. And those of you that live south Knoxville, you may be running into just a little bit of hail there as well. So that's the southern tip of Knox County just before you head into Blount County. This moves off to the east. Again, it's been moving about 50 to 55 miles an hour. So Miller Cove 220. Miller Cove is the area that had the brush fires a week or two ago. Where Wallen Mountain is Doyle Springs 222, Knob Creek, and then DuPont 225. So we're talking those small communities that are right near Walland as you move down into Blount County and over toward Wares Valley and Sevierville and just north of Gatlinburg. And the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, of course. Hopefully this will stay north of that. We don't want any more reports of damage. The only significant reports of damage we've had from McMinn County so far but we will continue to monitor this tornado warning till 2:45 for Blount and Sevier counties till 2:45. So we've got about 25 more minutes on that, and at its present pace, it'll be moving rapidly.
Yeah. So again, let's just quick look. You can see a couple products. We're just kind of looking on the air here, seeing what we're seeing. Just amazing how fast these storms are moving. Again, you don't have a lot of time for these storms when they're warned in your area, so we're going to give you a little bit of extra time as well. Make sure you're in your safe area as these continue to move towards the north and east. So Elajoy, 222, Knob Creek, 224, Seymour High School, 226, Walden's Creek, right around 232, and if it stays on this path, there's the Tanger Outlet Malls. That'll be right around 235 if you're familiar with that area. Man, it's moving fast. That's for sure, about as fast as we can update the track. We get a new one that moves across the area. So there we go. There's kind of the updated track for you, Matt.
Tanger Outlet, Sevierville 234. So basically Seymour High School and King's Academy, very close to those schools at about 224. So that's 3 minutes from now. Oak City 227, Walden's Creek 229. The Tanger Outlets in Sevier County, so you can just basically from Sevierville all the way down to Pigeon Forge know that this storm's coming in your direction. Right now it looks like it's staying north of Gatlinburg, but we might be able to pick that up on our cameras here in just a bit. So
well, we don't have the cameras are out.
The cameras are out.
Yeah,
all of them are out.
All the power out.
Yeah,
they've had the power outages and the fires. A lot of businesses still closed down in that area.
Yeah.
Probably getting close to the Walland community as well. Let me zoom in just a little bit here, Matt, and see some of the areas that could be impacted. There's Townsend, there's Wildwood, so Walland kind of right through here. There's Wares Valley, pushing off very quickly. This area right through here, if there's a tornado, that's most likely where it is. So let's see, Kinsel Springs 223, Doyle Springs 228, Hornet Community 228, Park Settlement right on 231.
Right on the foothills of the Smoky Mountains right there. Yeah.
So again, if it stays on this track, it could be impacting places like Pigeon Forge a little bit later.
Yep, there very well could be. Not as Ken mentioned, not as well defined, but still, it has a history of producing tornadoes and, or at least significant wind damage. We don't have a confirmation of a tornado. Again, Kinsel Springs 225. That says you come out past Walland and then down toward Kinsel Springs and Hornet, Park Settlement, Walden's Creek. All these in there at the base of the Smoky Mountains as you head toward the Cades Cove area of the mountains. So there's an update for you. We still have a tornado warning that's in effect for Blount and Sevier County till 2:45. It looks like the backside of Blount County, really the only threat for a severe tornado possibility for Blount County is the extreme northeast corner of Blount County. So I think, like the city of Maryville, I think you're in good shape now. We can probably give you the all clear as far as the threat of the tornado. Most of that is well east of Maryville now, Maryville back here. So you should be in good shape. But if you are in the Seymour community, if you are in anywhere there on Chapman Highway as you head down toward
go ahead.
Toward the
McMinn County Dispatch has reports in East Athens and East McMinn County of damage. Reports of injuries, nothing confirmed. So they're working to confirm it, but there are reports.
All right, so that would make sense.
Of McMinn County? Yeah, okay. And that's verified by the law enforcement officer? Dispatch, okay.
All right, so that would be what was earlier with this storm as it was making its way through. And again, we're seeing maybe not quite as much rotation as earlier with this cell, but still something we're keeping an eye on. I want to get over here just a second.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some more wind damage reports here, whether they're tornadic or they're straight line winds. There's no doubt, and probably some reports of some hail as well. The main threat has passed Maryville now, so Maryville folks, you guys can, even though you're still under, the Blount County is still under a tornado warning till 2:45. I think we can, everybody that lives from Maryville to the west, you're okay as far as the possibility of that tornadic storm, although you still have some strong storms that are still possible. This will move toward Park Settlement at 2:29, so it's 2:25 now. Hornet, you've got 2 minutes in that community. Hatchertown, Wares Valley, 2:34. This is the area you're talking about outside Walland. What's the camp right there? Camp Wesley Woods. So you've got a lot of camps. You've got a lot of vacation homes, all that kind of beautiful stuff that draws you to East Tennessee as this storm moves in. Now, if you are a viewer, if you're a regular viewer, you're familiar with these communities, but if you are a guest who's in one of our tourist areas in Sevier County, we want you to really stay with us here the next hour or so, because we're going to really watch this storm as it goes into Sevier County, and a lot of folks in Sevier County don't know where they are on the map if they're in town visiting. So want to take care of that as well. So right now, the latest track, Kinsel Springs 225, should be there about right now as far as the leading edge of the possibility of hail there. And then the hail will be to the north from you, but right in this little notch is where we'll most likely see the circulation. Park Settlement, Pigeon Forge High School 238, and then we'll...
Wow. Yeah,
pretty tight.
Still seeing some pretty decent rotation, at least showing up right through here. So getting close to Wares Valley. It's about to cross over into Sevier County, the strongest part of that storm where there could be the rotation right through there. Would make sense. So it would be this area right here. So I'd say the tornado warning still, very much justified at this point. So Kinsel Springs right about now, you need to be in your safe area. Hornet 230, Park Settlement 234.
Well, Wares Valley had also a lot of issues with the fires yesterday too. So that's going to be another situation to have to worry about there. So hopefully these winds are not causing any issues as far as rekindling fires. Hopefully they're putting the fires out. But then we've got the damaging winds that are a possibility as well. Dollywood 244. So we're about 15, 16 minutes away from possibly being toward Dollywood, Tanger outlets, all those, all the tourist areas right down there on 66 as you go from Sevierville to Pigeon Forge to Gatlinburg. Yeah,
so basically right through that, they're in Sevierville, Tanger outlets, so Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, all the way down through Gatlinburg, and it would be kind of making its way right towards that area. So there's the update. Let's go ahead and continue to move this track along as it goes. So right there, Park Settlement, you're kind of next in line here, 229 Walden's Creek. 232 Pigeon Forge High School, 235 Tanger Outlets, 237 Connor Heights, 239. So again, tornado warning, 245. It goes until then. If you see your name showing up here, you need to make sure you're in your safe area as we speak. Could be some hail on the northern side of this, but there's still been some pretty decent rotation showing up right along that area as well. So again, Park Settlement, you're kind of next in line for the possibility of this tornadic storm.
So Blount County's out of the tornado warning now. It's been canceled.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, Blount County. So now we're just focused.
This one has been dropped.
Right.
So Maryville, you're no longer under the tornado warning at this point. Still Loudon, though, notice that back to the south could be some severe thunderstorms there, especially south of Loudon County, southern portion there. But this is the main area that we're watching right through here. Park Settlement, Walden's Creek, Connor Heights, as that continues to make its way towards the north and east. Again, I want to just kind of get a quick little update. It would be right through here that we're watching. Yep, that would be the area. That kind of makes sense. So everything's right there. Doing okay at this point.
Give you a better idea where this is right here. This is Knob Creek, and you head over towards Sevierville. And then we're talking about Wares Valley. Wares Valley to the west of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge High School 237, and we're tracking just the area that's the small area that may just have the possibility of the notch in there, the inflow right in this area. The pinks and purples, that's where your hail is going to be more than likely. So it appears that the hail producing part of the storm is going to be on north, and the best opportunity for the wind damage is going to be a little bit south of that. So headed toward basically out of Sevier County, out of Blount County now. Just new tornado warning.
Did they just reissue that one to the west?
This is the one that didn't.
That was the one that was supposed to expire at 2:30.
Check that one on the south.
That one?
South coming out of Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
South
This one, though, expires here at 2:30. So again,
right.
This we're okay with. We're not expected to see. So this one kind of coming up, kind of clipping northern or southern sections of Monroe County. Right through here. So this is one. Let's put a track on this real quick as well, so we don't want to forget our areas to the south. This little cluster of thunderstorms could have a tornado with it as it's moving north and east. Bullet Creek right around 245, so that would put it in extreme southern sections of Monroe County.
And that's all south of 75 there. So really, if you do live basically west of I-75, still say that you're pretty safe as far as severe storms are expected tonight. Most of the activity still along 75 and well southeast of that. This is moving toward Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. So it does appear that we're going to have some heavy rain in that area. Tanger Outlets malls, basically everything from 66th from the knife shop all the way down toward into Pigeon Forge, as far as you can go. I would seek shelter immediately until this storm passes. The northern edge of it has the most likelihood of it producing some hail. There's a little bit of a notch trying to develop there, so there could be some damaging winds, and we have heard reports of damaging winds from McMinn County, and we'll probably hear more when people wake up in the morning, mainly because you know, we just don't have the resources out there to until we get to daylight to see what's going on.
Yes, the only warning at this point is till 2:45 for that one in Sevier County. That's now completely out of Blount County. So Blount County okay for now. Yes, you've got some rain. You're probably still hearing thunder, but the worst of out of Blount County, and now completely into Sevier County at this point.
So if you're just tuning in, thank you for checking us out. This is we're continuing our coverage. About an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago, we started getting severe thunderstorm warnings and then tornado warnings southwest part of McMinn County. About an hour ago, we had a report, unconfirmed report of some roof damage to a business there and multiple trees knocked down. The only confirmed report of damage is near Chattanooga, where they've had extensive tree damage in Chattanooga from storms that were down there earlier. And this storm has continued to hold together in one form or another. Kind of.
What's that? Those storm reports coming up.
2:37 is when this storm should be in the Pigeon Forge High School area, and about Tanger Outlets 2:39, Cartertown 2:46. So
State Road 30 and 39 intersection in Athens, McMinn County. Athens roof blown off building, trees down, structures damaged, and roads blocked south of Athens at 1:21. So an hour ago. So they're still probably going to be getting those reports coming in here.
Okay. Now I wonder again if that was the Facebook chatter that we were seeing earlier as well. It would kind of line up with that area that we were talking about. This is the same storm, or at least the part of the storm that's now making its way out of Blount County into Sevier County. So that's why we're continuing to track this, because it could still have a tornado or could produce a tornado at any time.
Man, all those crews out in Sevier County, this wind coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing that. They're doing the search for properties all night long until they get to a situation where it's dangerous. It's just hard to believe that, you know, they had the firestorm last night, and now tonight there's possibility of severe storms in the Gatlinburg area. That's just
hopefully they're watching, or someone is letting them know that we've got this cell that could be impacting that area. Gatlinburg 246, GP High School at 250.
Emergency Command Center at the high school there at Gatlinburg Pittman High School at the library. Hopefully they're tuning in and checking this out. 2:45 into
15 minutes.
Into Gatlinburg.
Into Pittman High School.
Yeah, Pittman Center. Okay. No, Gatlinburg Pittman High School. Sorry, right. Pigeon Forge High School should be there about 2:35. Tanger Outlets 2:36. Cartertown and Pittman Center 2:49. Is the way that shapes up. And again, we're talking the northern part of this has the most likelihood of hail, where Ken's drawing the line right here down at the southern edge, where that's the best opportunity for the wind damage to take place.
So Hatchertown right about now.
Yeah, Hatchertown just about now, and you don't have to have the winds that are sustained. They won't be very long. I mean, you'll have wind, but then you'll hear it really increase, and then it'll decrease. And hopefully these are elevated. I like to call them elevated tornadoes, which means they're spinning, but they just haven't reached the ground. A rotating wall cloud or a funnel cloud, which doesn't become a tornado until it touches the ground. So that's what we're looking at just outside Pigeon Forge High School. That's headed toward the direction of Smoky Mountain Opry in that area. Pigeon Forge High School is just behind that. Wonderworks, Hatfields, McCoys, all that area right there is next for this
Titanic Museum.
Titanic Museum, yeah. So that's that
whole area.
That's going to be that whole. At least get some strong, dangerous winds and some hail mixed in with that as well.
All right. Again, let's get an update. We got officially another 11 minutes before this warning expires, but it would be right the southern edge of this, right through here. That would be the biggest concern for the possibility of a tornado, and this would be more of a hail threat to the north near Sevierville. But regardless, everybody that's kind of in the path of this, and there's the update. Look how it's starting to turn up right there, Matt. I don't like the looks of that at all.
Yeah, and that's even closer to Gatlinburg.
So right through there. track that out. So Tanger Outlet's at 236, so we're about a minute away from that.
And Dollywood at 240.
You see that little appendage there, Trent? You seen anything?
McCookville 241, Cartertown, Pinnacle, and Pittman Center 249. So
The radar gets so messed up with the elevation changes there, so we're not going to get much
Yeah.
surface info.
So if you're in any of these communities, you need to make sure that you are in your safe place rapidly, because it's moving very rapidly. The storm moving east to northeast at about 55 to 60 miles an hour. And there's no way that once it's on top of you to get in your basement and be safe. So if you
I just hope that some of these people have a safe place they can go. If you're in if you're in a shelter recovering from the fires, that's probably your best place that you can be.
Well, you know,
at this point.
Another issue we have is that a lot of that area is out of power.
That's exactly right.
So they're not getting any notice. If there's any way that maybe the command center has got a way to get people in. You've got the kid. Wow, you got the shelter there where all the evacuees are just north of that, just south of that, where we're taking this storm. So we're going to have to watch that very closely. This is Gatlinburg here. The shelter's out on 321. There's multiple shelters, I should say, but the main one near the command center is on 321 at Gatlinburg Pittman High School.
Yeah, so this would be more of a hail threat up there towards
Right.
Pigeon Forge High School, but Dollywood at 242. Man, we'll keep a close eye on that. Seton Springs 244, Cedar Bluff Community 247.
Yeah, I just drove through a lot of those communities a couple hours ago on my way back from Gatlinburg tonight. So yeah.
And just a little bit further to the south here.
Okay,
Right
so
through there.
Pigeon Forge High School, you're in the track of that. Seton Springs, Caton's Chapel, maybe even Richardson's Cove community.
This would be the worst part. That's the area that I'm most concerned about, is right there. And you can see the little appendage, the little letter C almost, it looks like right there. That would be the best opportunity if there's a tornado or a funnel cloud. And this area, the brighter pink showing up, that would be more of a hail threat. But regardless, something we definitely need to keep an eye on.
And the reason we look at this, you get inflow and you get spinning of the atmosphere, so you have winds coming in and tightening up, just like if you tighten up you pull the plug on the sink and you see it get tight, the water draining. That kind of gives you an idea of how the tornado would work as well. So it does look like we're probably seeing possibly some hail. So all our cameras are down, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
Tanger Outlet's seeing the hail right now. Pigeon Forge 242, 243, Dollywood. Again, expires at 245. We'll see. I mean, if history proves and what we're still continuing to see with this, they're probably going to extend this a little further along.
And next in line would be Jefferson and Cott counties.
Yes.
If that holds together.
So southern Jefferson and western Cott counties would be the areas possibly next in line that we would keep an eye on to see if they actually continue to extend this out. But again, that would be the area right there. That's the most concerning to me, just by looking at this radar scan that's going through. Okay. So we got a few more minutes, 7 minutes officially till that expires at 2:45. But if this goes like it has, it's most likely going to get extended a little further to the east. Put it in perspective here. This is the border. This is Jefferson County right through here. And this is anything over here, that's Cott County. So this is Jefferson County, that's the 40-81 split. And the rest of this is Sevier County right through here. So if you live in Jefferson County and you're south of the interstates, you still need to pay attention. If you're in Cott County and you're west of the interstates, please make sure you're still paying attention to this.
And one other thing, Ken, we've got a Cedar Bluff that a lot of people that aren't familiar with the area. There's a Cedar Bluff out here in Sevier County as well.
Yes.
So when you see it on the track, that's the one we're talking about. We're not talking about the Cedar Bluff in Knox County at this point. Right.
So look, it's right over Dollywood right about now.
So 246 Gatlinburg Pittman High School, that's where the command center is for the fires. Pittman Center 250, 249, probably near Greenbrier as well, and that'll head up toward Cosby. And after that, it'll head up toward Newport, and if it holds together. So
not looking quite as impressive as it did, but again, we're starting to get at least a little closer into some higher elevation areas as this continues to push towards the east. So that's another thing that we have to start taking into account. But most likely, we're seeing some 1-inch hail, northern sections of Sevier County. That was the area right through here that had some of the rotation or the possible rotation with it. Again, looks a little more ragged, or maybe not quite as impressive as it did, but still definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. That's why we're going to stay on the air. Another 5 more minutes at minimum until this tornado warning expires. By the way, Good Morning Tennessee will start at 4:30. Here, we're going to take you all the way through the morning hours. We'll get you an update on the fires, the rains across the area, and if there's any more severe weather. I really think as we get closer to that 3 o'clock, 3:30 time frame, the severe threat's going to rapidly diminish, and then it's becoming more of a rain threat. And why I say that is because we've already had some reports back into Morgan County of over 4 inches of rain, almost 4.5 inches of rain in Morgan County just this evening, and that's in about a 3 to 4 hour period. That's impressive. That's going to cause some runoff. That's going to cause some flooding in some spots, as we've seen. And that's from a weather watcher that we know gives good reports and accurate reports.
Yeah, and if we get really heavy rain over Gatlinburg, we're going to see floating ash and runoff and mudslides, and
yeah.
That's going to be a mess as well.
McCookville, it's right on top of you right now, the possibility of that tornadic storm. 4 more minutes. We'll see, Matt, if they plan to extend it. Kind of looking over here in the chat room, we're able to be online with the Weather Service. At the same time, we're online and talking to you guys, and we'll get some of our information from there, and we'll also pass information on to them. But not seeing any updates as of yet as to what they plan on doing. Did they just extend it? So I guess in some sense a little better. They've made it a severe thunderstorm warning. It is, yeah. Trent's exactly right. What we're talking about there, it looks like it's more becoming a backwards letter C. And when that happens,
you get accelerating winds coming out of the storm.
So you're getting winds pushing like that, but this can often cause damage as well. You can see just on the leading edge of this, you get the very strong winds along this. I'm going to put it more in this direction. So
those kind of scenarios work more like a bulldozer. They just kind of push over the wind, the damage in that same direction. So straight line winds are more of a function of what happens if this continues to bow out. If it continues to try to develop a notch on the south end, then we continue with the tornado warning.
And again, like you said, that's Cedar Bluff, that's not West Knox County.
That's right, exactly. Although it is raining heavily in West Knox County, which is good.
And we got some lightning here at our studios as well.
Laurel, Jones Cove, 254, Baileytown, then Carson Springs, and then again you're headed up toward north and east. So the severe thunderstorm warning includes Cox, Jefferson, and Sevier County, the eastern side of Sevier County for the area in yellow. So we want the yellow boxes. We don't want the red boxes. We don't want either one of the boxes, but if we had a choice, we want the yellow ones, not the red ones.
But still could be seeing easily some 60-plus mile-per-hour winds with this. Again, let's put it into a loop. I think I had this just in the past hour. Look how quickly this has moved across the area in just an hour. And this field of view, you don't see anything, and then within an hour, you see all that sliding up as quickly as it is up to the north and east.
And we were just concerned about Maryville College and the airport it seems like just a second ago, and now
it wasn't long ago. You're exactly right.
Into parts of Sevier County.
All right, so Harrisburg 243, Cedar Bluff 247, Douglas Estates 253, and Belmont 256.
A lightning lit tornado near Athens, Highway 305, from when it did roll through.
Got some video coming in.
We already tweeted out.
Can you actually see it then?
Yeah.
Backlit? Oh yeah, you can. Interesting. So Trent McGill's actually looking at some video that a viewer sent you. The viewer sent you that?
It was
on Twitter. Again, all right, an email that he got. We'll send that out. We'll send it out to everybody's social media accounts, and you can follow us there. But it would make sense. We talked about it. It's hard to see these kind of situations in the middle of the night. It's raining hard. It's dark. We got trees around. About the only way you would be able to see the funnel or the tornado is if it was illuminated by a lightning strike, or if it knocked down a power line and then you saw the power flash. And that's kind of what we saw across the area. Tornado warning still for Blunt and Loudoun until 3:15. Did they extend that? Oh, look at that. Let's go back to the west, Matt.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. It looks like they're...
Is it that cell that we were watching that was coming up from Monroe County? Yeah, there it is. Oh, wow.
Wow, that looks like more of a notch than the other one did.
It does. All right, so we do want to focus on Sevierville, but let's go back here to the west. This one definitely bears watching right through here. Do you see the little inflow once again? So it would be right through here. That would be the worst part of the storm. And again, Maryville, it could be headed your way. So Benfield 246, the Alnwick area 250, Foothills Mall 252, and 254 in Maryville. Again, small little cell, but could be spinning up enough to produce a tornado headed towards the Benfield community right about now, 246, and this new tornado warning goes until 3:15. So a couple of areas that we've got to watch. Let's kind of pull back out and reassess what we're looking at here. We still have that warning that's to the south. It doesn't look quite as bad there in Monroe County as earlier, but this is the one right there. You can see the little spin, and you can also see that one, the severe thunderstorm that's in Sevier County, and that's what's making its way off to the north and the east. So let's kind of focus in on these two cells right through here. The one west of Maryville, that's the tornado warned storm. And this one, this is the one that basically has the very strong winds on the Jefferson-Sevier County border that's moving very rapidly kind of to the east-northeast at 50 miles per hour. So Caton at 246, Sandy Ridge 250, Douglas Estates, we're getting close to the lake over there now at 253, and Baileytown right around 257. We have this one as well that's back into Blount County. Put a track on that one. That's moving east as well at 50 miles per hour, so Clover Hill 246, Foothills Mall, that's in the Maryville area at 251, and downtown Maryville 253. So again, you need to make sure that you are in your safe areas as well as this thunderstorm cell is rolling through, showing some rotation with it earlier. Let me look inside that to see if it's quite as pronounced as it was. Yeah, absolutely. Trent, look at that one back west of the Maryville area. Seeing a signature, yeah, seeing definitely a signature there that would indicate there could be a tornado right there, right through there. So that would be definitely one that we would have to watch. So watching this area.
That one just west of Maryville?
Yes, absolutely.
Let me get out of the way.
Maryville 251. Yeah.
I'll start chat.
So that area is what we'll be watching right through there, making its way through Blount County, Maryville 251, 5 minutes from now, but don't wait. Make sure you're in your safe area. Eagleton Village 255, Blount Beach 257, and this has turned more into just possibility of wind damage, making its way through Sevier County. It's kind of stayed north of the Gatlinburg area. It more impacted Sevierville itself with some gusty winds and some very heavy rainfall. But it looks like mainly the worst of that stayed north. Let's put that in a loop and you'll be able to see it kind of mainly stayed north of the Gatlinburg area, which was good to see. Probably clipped Pigeon Forge and Sevierville and is now making its way into southern sections of Jefferson County, southeastern Jefferson County. But boy, this is the one we definitely need to watch. That's getting very close to the Maryville area as we speak. That'll be 251, so that's just a few minutes away. I'm going to kind of focus that in so we can get an idea of when this is going to be moving in. Let me move it back just a little bit there. So Foothills Mall 253, Maryville 255. So I still don't want you to wait. Make sure you're in your safe area. Again, you won't be able to see it. It's dark. Yeah. It's raining heavily. These storms are producing a lot of rain, and you don't always see these funnels or tornadoes. Again, Trent McGill sending out some video earlier, pretty impressive from earlier when it was in McMinn County near Athens. A lightning flash actually illuminated the funnel where you could actually see it.
That should go in there eventually.
Okay, it's going over here.
Pull it up on that computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it back to our. Try and get back into chat too.
All right.
When you're done with that.
Let's see.
Sorry, folks, we're just talking about amongst ourselves. Trent's going to call up some video for you. So we got a number of different sources we can look at here. If you're just tuning in, here we are, just about 10 till 3 o'clock on a Wednesday morning.
Trent, that link didn't send out, by the way. Okay. So we'll send that out again.
Cock, Jefferson, Sevier County, you're under severe thunderstorm warning until 3:15. Still could have some wind damage. Still could have some small hail, but that's not nearly as well defined as the ones we've seen earlier. Blount and Loudoun, now you are under a new tornado warning until 3:15, and some of the communities that are in the path of this include Clover Mill, Blount Beach. It'd be on the southern edge of this as this moves to the north, so we are talking just the extreme southeast part of Loudoun County as this moves toward Clover Mill up toward Blount Beach. So that's the area that kind of a narrower rectangle than we saw with the storms earlier. We're also seeing another developing cell right there to the right along I-75 split with I-40, but we'll keep an eye on that. But this is the main tornado warning. It's till 3:15, Let's get an update on that. And we
I want to look at the wind real quick once again. Yeah, still
Yeah.
very well defined. And again, what we were talking about earlier, see how that's kind of more bowing out?
Yeah.
It looks like a bow and arrow, an archer's bow. That's where we're seeing some more of a strong wind type situation that's going to be pushing to the east, but that is still showing very well-defined rotation kind of just to the south and west of the Maryville area. So let's get the radar back up. We'll put another track on it for you. We are concerned about this cell, but we want to focus a little bit more on this one that's right through here. That one is definitely looking a little more impressive than the one that's making its way into Sevier County. We are concerned about them, of course, but this one especially is something we're going to keep an eye on and continue to track. Let me move this so they can see it at home. Some of the communities that could be impacted here.
And once again, this is moving east at about 50 to 55 miles an hour, so it doesn't take long. So it's kind of like a choo-choo train. You got the leading edge up here with this severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning here that's affecting some of the areas that could be Allenwick community here in another 2 minutes. Cherokee Heights at 254. By the time we get to Maryville, we're talking 257. So the Maryville community could be in the path of this for the second time
Let me know
tonight.
when that's ready, Trent.
John Sevier Elementary 259, 3 o'clock Chilhowie View and Blunt Beach at 302. So those are some of the communities that are in this narrow band that has the possibility of a tornado-producing thunderstorm as it moves through Blunt County. The first one went north of Gatlinburg, but still got some gusty winds. And we've got the rain in the Gatlinburg area as well. Yep, need to update that. There's the update for you. Foothills Mall 253, Maryville at 255.
Before we get to that, let's look at this real quick. This was the video we were talking about that Trent McGill posted.
Slow motion. Watch real close.
Slow motion. You want to look right in this area right through here. You'll see the lightning flash. There it is, right there. Back it up just a hair. Whoa. Oh, man, right there. You could see the funnel, or at least the possible funnel, maybe tornado. We can't really tell as it's touching the ground, but it was right through there.
It's not going to stop at a half second, is it?
Yeah, it's hard to see it, but that would be it right there. This was the earlier, again, down in McMinn County in the Athens area. This was sent into, emailed to us. Do you know who this was from so we can give them some credit?
I checked my email.
Okay, we'll check it again, but this was, there it is, right there.
That could be.
That was it. Yeah. So that was in McMinn County, Athens earlier. Possible tornado. You can see it illuminated from a lightning flash nearby. Again, that would have been the only way you would have been able to see it.
And that's why it's so dangerous at nighttime. We were talking about it looks better farther away from the screen than you saw right there. But yeah, the tornado warnings are this. Is that a new one that just came in from McMinn and Monroe County? Yep. Teleco planes.
That's the previous one. That one's about to expire. It should. Let's move down and I'll show you the expiration time for that. That goes until 3 o'clock, so that's 7 minutes away. Not quite as impressive. We're focusing on this one, yes, but it's not quite as impressive as the one that we were seeing back towards the Blount County area earlier. This is more of a damaging wind threat about to move over I-40 into Cott County. So let's zoom in again on this one that's very close to Maryville. And we're going to put a track on this. Boy, it's very close to Maryville itself, Matt.
Let's hope that's not reaching the ground. This is a rotating storm. It's a tornado warning till 3:15. This is the second one tonight. We've had tornado warnings for Blount County. So Maryville should be there at 2:55. We're talking about 2 minutes from now. So again, if you're just waking up and hearing thunder and seeing lightning, this is a tornado, possible tornado-producing thunderstorm. We don't have confirmation that it's on the ground, but we do know that all our indicators from the tools we're looking at are indicating that there is some rotation inside the storm, and it is a strong enough storm that it could produce some significant damage. It will continue to follow this line, 50 to 55 miles an hour, moves off to the east. So that puts it into John Sevier Elementary School right close to 257, Blunt Beach at 3 o'clock, Wildwood and then Oakview about 3:05 as it moves through the north central part of Blount County quite rapidly at about 50 to 55 miles an hour. So again, don't wait for, we hear it all the time, you know, the sound of a train or the sound of a truck coming our way. If you hear that sound, it's sometimes too late.
Yeah, so it's right over downtown Maryville right now as we speak. So that's the...
Austin Turner sent that in.
Austin Turner sent us in that video we showed you just a minute ago that was from the Athens area in McMinn County. So Austin Turner, thank you so much for sending that in. Matt, let's get really close in on this cell that we're talking about into Blount County right now.
Yes.
William Blount Drive, Old Glory, there's Foothills Mall. So this is very close to the mall itself. So I'm going to put a track right there. There's Foothills Mall. That's at 255 right about now. Maryville 257. This would be the area that we'd be most concerned with right there. There's Louisville Road. There's Highway 35. Is that Maryville High School right up here? Let's see. Alcoa High School. So that's Alcoa. So put you in perspective. There's West Hunt Road. So yeah, so there's Alcoa High School. Airport's going to be right up here. There's McGee Tyson Airport.
Right. And this is Foothills Mall here, right? And then over here would be a Maryville High School.
Montville Station Road right down.
So this is we're looking at it here. You've got William Blunt High School out here. There's Foothills Church out here. You've got Ritchie Tractor. And several other businesses as you go toward 321 back here toward Loudoun County. So yeah, this is a very dangerous. This is the area that's, if there's going to be some wind damage, it's going to be right in here. If there's going to be any rotation or type of a funnel cloud or even possibility of a tornado. But there's that notch Ken's been talking about. Pretty easy to pick out right there, and it's just right to just to the west of Maryville at this time.
Yeah. Some
of the communities that are in the path of this, and these have been moving 50 to 55 miles an hour. So we're into Maryville right now, basically. John Sevier Elementary School, 3 o'clock. Foothills Mall, it's right there as well. Delwood 302 and 303 to Blunt Beach. And a lot of times when you see this, you don't get any visual confirmation right away because it's nighttime, it's early morning time. As you know, in a situation where it's daytime and people are out watching and for these type of storms, but you don't need to be out watching. The best thing you can do, as we showed you in this video just a minute ago, it's hard to see tornadoes or severe thunderstorms unless lightning lights them up, and that's the only way you can see them at nighttime. So without the trained spotter, it's very dangerous at night trying to track down these storms. It's dangerous enough during the daytime hours that you have to be aware of that. 2:58, so we're in Maryville right now. 2:56 is the current time now, 2:57, and we'll have that tornado warning for Blunt and Loudoun County till about 3:15 is the way it shapes up right now.
Man, very close to Foothills Mall as well, so right about now. There's the new scan. I was about to say, wait for that new scan to come in. So there we go. Let's get an update for you. There's Belle Meade, so very close to there. John Sevier Elementary, 258 would be very close to that. Blunt Beach, 301. Wildwood Community at 302 as this continues to move towards the east. Again, it was pretty impressive, the rotation we were seeing earlier with this. Let's take a look. Still seeing it right through here. Again, right about through there. So very close to the Maryville area itself, downtown. Seeing that rotation, still pretty impressive, at least on radar right now. It would be right through there, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Notice the storm back towards Farragut. Not seeing any rotation with that. I want to check on it real quick. Not as impressive. So again, just a thunderstorm at this point. Some heavy rain, could be some gusty winds, but this is the main one. Yeah, this is going to be the main. Could be some small hail. That wouldn't surprise me. There west and northwest of Farragut. Would be maybe heading over towards Hardin Valley community, so we'll keep an eye on that. But this is the main one, right through here. That would be the one we're watching. Oops.
This is Rockford. That's up toward Aguani Hills Golf Course. So this the track of this tornado, possibly producing tornado, would be just to the south of that. Gives you a little bit of perspective. Then it's headed to the Eagleton community as you move into that direction, and then Blunt Beach 302 with Wildwood about 3:05. So we take this till 3:15, so about 17 more minutes. The tornado warning that was in effect, it's still in effect for just the foothills outside Tellico Plains. That's probably over basically a rural area.
I think that expires here in the next 2 minutes as well.
Exactly.
And this was earlier, severe thunderstorm warning had produced some gusty winds near Sevierville earlier. Where's that new warning? That sounds like a tornado warning, Trent. Do you have any info on that one?
Loudoun. Cancels for Loudoun.
Cancel Loudoun, okay. We can hear those audible tones off into the distance, and we're trained now to, when we hear that, we know that that is a tornado warning. All right, let's take a look inside. Looks a little more ragged, which is good, but we're still seeing that rotation right there, maybe north of the Maryville area.
Right in this area here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lifting. It is a bit more ragged. It's not as well defined as far as a hook, but it still could have some strong gusty winds. And there is possibility of some hail out here by Farragut too, Ken. We've got the darker shades of purple there. I wouldn't be surprised to hear about some small hail there. This moving through Blunt County should be into Eljoy. We need there. We don't want too much of it, but we want enough to take care of those forest fires. The brush fires is the ones that they're still trying to fight up there. So
that warning officially goes until 3:15. So does this one. So at least we're going to stay on for another 15 minutes across the area. But Again, don't forget Good Morning Tennessee will start at 4:30, so we've got you covered with that as well.
And that looks like it's just right on I-40, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So the gusty winds, maybe some hail moving right across I-40 into Cott County right now where we have that warning. So at this point, Jefferson County, I'd say for now, you're doing okay. You're not in the severe threat as much as what we were seeing earlier. It's right on the severe Cott County line, as Matt mentioned, crossing Interstate 40 there. That would be the storm that would have some rotation if it does. There are the times in the communities: Wildwood 302, Oakview 305. Should be getting a new scan in any second now as well, and we'll update those paths and times for you.
So the Blount County tornado warning is till 3:15, so that's 15 minutes basically from right now. We had, what was the tornado watch for southern part of the Bay Area till 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
Till Chattanooga? Okay.
It officially only included McMinn County, but again, as we've been mentioning, in and around the watch area, you can still have the possibility of tornadoes. So
you wake up and you look at this map and you think, oh my goodness, what's the deal with all the colors? Well,
yeah.
you know, they very well defined purposes. First of all, the reds are going to be the tornado watch, the tornado warning, yellow tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, excuse me. Those are both in effect until 3:15 this morning. You look back to the west of us, the tornado warning from Tellico Plains has canceled at this time, and we're also seeing some heavy rain toward Crossville as well. Even some heavy rain, might be some small hail out in the Farragut area.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on that storm. I don't like the looks of that one.
It's interesting because these have just been kind of ragged looking, not well defined, specific looking tornadic storms, but they are rotating, and that's enough to trigger the radar to alert us to let you know at home what's going on as well. So there's the...
We'll keep an eye on that one, Matt.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's go back and we'll put a track on the one that's very close to Blount County, right close to the Maryville area, pushing east of that now. So it would be right through here, this area that we'd be concerned about. So tornado warning continues until 3:15. It's very close to John Sevier Elementary right now. Blount Beach 304 and Wildwood 305. So we'll see if that's the case.
It appears that may not have been tonight.
That video.
The video of the tornado.
All right. So again, the dangers that we have sometimes, but we'll see. Let's focus on this again. Yeah. This is Blount County 3:15. Tornado warning continuing. That's Pellissippi right there. You know where it ends as you go past the airport. So we're pretty close to that right now, where that cell would be. Again, it doesn't look quite as pronounced as it did earlier, Matt. So that's good to see, but we still need to keep an eye on it. And I want to watch that one that's back right along 40 there.
Oh, that just updated.
Near Farragut.
Just updated.
Yeah.
Trying to develop a little something there.
Possibly. Let's take a look at that. Maybe not quite as pronounced there. Let me go back. I'm going to switch this computer real quick. Thunderstorm warning for Knox County. So they just updated us right there, Matt. So that one
just came out.
That one that I was talking about, the one I was kind of concerned about.
Exactly. So this is moving northeast about 60 miles an hour. We expect these to continue to move about the same speed, so they're not around very long, but this is the leading edge of this. First of all, let's take the leading edge of this storm and move it off to the east, and then we'll check the notch on it. The leading edge of the heavier rain that would have some hail to follow should be toward Westtown Mall about 3:07, West High School 3:12, downtown Knoxville about 3:15, so we're talking about 10 minutes from now. That's how quick these guys move, pretty rapidly, no doubt. Look down here in Blount County, Ken. We still got a little bit of trying to develop that notch again, trying to get something going here, but we'll continue to track that out in Farragut.
Yeah.
Let's get a little closer here.
At least some 1-inch hail with that one in Farragut right there on Hardin Valley Academy right there. So that's 162. That's Oak Ridge Highways. You're going out further there now. There's Webb School, so probably at least some 1-inch hail, 1-inch diameter hail with that cell right there, man.
Yeah, and that's Pellissippi? A.L. Lots Pellissippi up toward Webb School.
Correct.
Up toward Oak Ridge, so that's moving quite rapidly as well. So
there's Oak Ridge Highway just under the banner. That's Pellissippi when it switches and takes you back into the Oak Ridge area.
Let's pull this down just to, let's see if we can clear this out here for you and give you a better perspective.
Hit unselect there.
Thank you.
There you go.
And now we'll pull this back down. You'll have a better idea of where this storm is kind of off the top of the screen. So that's the Hardin Valley community. That's severe thunderstorm warning until 3:30 a.m. for Knox County. Webb School, Oak Ridge Highway toward Hardin.
Tornado warning canceled for Blount County, so that one we were watching earlier, at this point, no longer in effect.
So we have no tornado warnings on the map right now. We have one
Just
severe
that severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've seen just one warning out here, but it is for Knox County. As a matter of fact, we can give you better perspective on that. This is moving east. Most of these have been moving to the east about 50 to 55 miles an hour. So there's a storm we're watching in Knox County. Could be some small hail in that. It could be some damaging winds in that as the winds are moving east at about 50 to 55 miles an hour. Give you an idea of some of the communities that are in the path of this. We're going to leading edge the hail. That's what we're going to track first and see if that can give us an idea of where some of you may see an increase in the rainfall and the hail coming pretty rapidly. Very northern fringe of this because it's moving 50 to 55 miles an hour. Should notice the rain increasing. West High School about 309, World's Fair Park about 313, so close to downtown by 315. 3:30, the warning extended till for Knox County, and Island Home 316, Asbury about 320. So these are some of the communities that are in the path of this storm as we see it right now. And then that's really the only warning that we have in effect right now. If there's
the one that was in Cott County earlier, it's still there. The Cott County storm, this goes until... let's see. Trying to get an expiration time on that. 3:15. So that one's almost done in Cott County.
Oh, severe thunderstorm warning?
Yes.
Okay.
So right over Newport right now,
yeah.
worst part of that storm. Keep an eye on that one though, just north of Farragut, again crossing Pellissippi, kind of east of the Pellissippi area, maybe moving towards the Carnes community. That's something we're definitely keeping an eye on. As that storm's making its way northeast. Again, these things are moving northeast at 50 miles per hour.
And if the southern edge of that is doing anything with any damage or rotation, it's going to be in Rocky Hill about 313, probably Bluegrass about 310, AL Lots. So those are three pretty large schools out to the west of us. Sacred. Oh, I was
move it up just a little bit.
Okay. All right, Knoxville 320, and then Dogwood Elementary about 323. So that's the northern edge. Most of that appears to be right along the I-40 connector, right as you move toward West Knox County. A little bit of a notch trying to develop there, hoping that it'll just stay just a severe thunderstorm with some hail and some gusty winds. But it's in effect until 3:30. West Haven Elementary 318 and Westtown Mall about 314 is the way it shapes up at this point. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that'll be in effect until 3:30. If you've been watching us the last few hours, you know that we've had several severe tornado warnings actually, but we do not have any tornado warnings in effect right now. We just have severe thunderstorm warnings. Should be in the AL Lots at 311, Westtown Mall 314, Knoxville downtown 322, and Central High School. That's over the Fountain City area, West Haven, Knoxville, Central High School area by the time we get to the bottom of the hour. So that's 3:30 is where we're looking at this right now.
And that's the only one. That's the only warning that we have across the area, which is good. We have this one. Well, let's move a little closer. I think that goes until 3:15, but it's not quite as impressive as it was earlier. Newport, Grammar area, Parrottsville community.
Good rainmaker.
Yeah, good rainmaker. Could still be some gusty winds, but I'd say for the most part that storm not as impactful as what it looked like. Looks like a stronger thunderstorm making its way into Crossville right now, but probably more of a wind threat and heavy rain. But this is definitely the one we're watching the closest. Let's look real quick. Again, okay, not that impressive at this point, but we'll continue to watch it. Severe thunderstorm warning showing up for this one as it's making its way. Again, we're talking about, at minimum, some hail with this storm as it's moving northeast, about 50 miles per hour. So Cedar Bluff Elementary at 309, Westtown Mall 312.
You might be able to hear some of that hail here if it stays on the same course.
Yeah, some heavy rainfall definitely over our area right now. I'll move this so you can kind of pick out the communities and times. Sorry that it's in the way there, but there's a little bit better view. So downtown Knoxville at 320 if it continues on this current path.
Yeah, Westview Elementary School 318. Those are basically it's north of the interstate. I-40 going right here. There's Westtown Mall, I-40 right here. So The hail part of that storm is north of the interstate, so it could clip the areas that will be north of I-40, south of I-40. It looks like you're okay, although you're still in the severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for about 20 more minutes. This will be making its way across the county and be out of the county probably within 20 minutes. So we'll see how that all works out. The other severe thunderstorm, the only severe thunderstorm warning is what we have right now. It appears that all the tornado warnings have expired as well. At this time, we're hoping that the atmosphere just kind of turns it into a rainmaker and takes a severe threat with it over the next 20 minutes or so as this storm system continues to move.
I was going to say, I'm going to look real quick to see if we can see the TIS camera that's facing west in that direction. So give me just a second. We'll see if we can pull that up. And we'll see.
Hey, we're glad you're with us this morning. If you are, you know, step us a line. Let us know that you're watching, and Trent's monitoring our social media feeds, so we can let you know if you make sure it's let us know what you hear, what you see, any damage. There's the wind. A little bit of traffic, not much, but definitely some heavy rainfall right now in West Knoxville, that's for sure. There's a little bit of lightning on the horizon. Camera's not bouncing around too bad, so the winds can't be real strong, but the storm has not reached that yet. It's still back to the west of that. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's bring back up the radar, take it back a little bit closer to that storm we're watching right through here, and it would be that's what concerns me, is that little tail end right there at the bottom, as it's tracking almost parallel to 40 now. That would be more of a hail core right through here. So let's at least put the hail core threat on there and move that to the northeast. Again, that moving 50 miles per hour. These things are really racing across the area. So Westview Elementary 313, downtown Knoxville 315. That's just 4 minutes from right now. Yeah, I was going to say Neyland Stadium at 317. We may get a taste and see if that's here at our studios to find out if that's hail. It'll be real close. And we'll if it does, we'll stick out the back door and get a picture of it for you. But it could be very, it could be very small. If there's still going to be some hail in there, it could be very small, but any size hail is a little bit of an indicator on how strong the storms are. Hail the size of a quarter that you use in the machine, that's considered severe hail, the size of a quarter and larger here in this part of the country. All right, sorry, Matt. Looks like we do have a confirmed tornado in Athens. This is from the Weather Service. This would have been 2 miles north of Athens. Report delayed from an amateur radio and dispatch. There's damage extending along a line from County Road 700 across Athens, continuing up 307. Multiple reports of trees and power lines down, damage due to houses. Again, this would have been at 1:30 this morning, which would definitely be in line with what we saw earlier, Matt. That cell, as it made its way, that was the one that kind of fizzled out as it made its way past Blount County and into Sevier County, kind of fell apart. But it was part of that same storm system, that cell that came all the way out of northern Alabama. So pretty impressive supercell there. That's the same system that we heard about earlier. So we do have confirmation on it. Yes. All right. Thank you for that information. All right. Look, they kind of shrunk the warning there. So let's take this off. Farragut free and clear now. Hardin Valley free and clear. It's probably right over the Carnes community, just east of that as well. And this is making its way off towards the east. I'm going to put kind of a funny looking track on this because I want to at least account for the southern little appendage down through there. So Rocky Hill Elementary right about now at 315, downtown Knoxville 318, the stadium 319, and Island Home Airport right around 324, Matt. Yeah, one thing you got to remember when you look at these, just because you see some pink doesn't mean it's bad weather. That just could be very heavy rainfall, or it could be some small hail as well. But as Ken was mentioning, this storm that's moving just north of the interstate, moving to the east at 50 to 55 miles an hour. So basically, as you drive, or you're supposed to drive that speed down the interstate, you should be, that's about the speed you're moving there. This is all, till 3:30 this morning, that's how long the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Knox County. And it should be into West Hills in the next couple of minutes. Westview Elementary School 316, Neyland Stadium, downtown Knoxville about 318. 319 for Neyland Stadium, Dogwood 323, and 324 into the Island Home community as well. There are some indications of some pink returns, which means really heavy rain, maybe some small hail along the Knox County, Blount County line. Not severe at this point, and so we're not going to be keeping too much of a concern about that. Just some heavy rain coming your direction. And this is the one we're keeping an eye on as we get it scanned. It comes in. Again, the atmosphere is very, very deep, and we scan it several times with the radar all that composite information put together. That's a close vantage point that gives you a better idea. There's Carnes Middle School, so this is what, Oak Ridge Highway?
Oak Ridge Highway 62, yep.
So that's probably pretty close to Shad Road, 62 up here, up toward Powell High School. That's coming down toward I-640 or going out toward Oak Ridge. That's where you'll see that. There's probably some hail mixed in there, and it's moving right across, and probably start clipping 640 and 75 as the scan updates here in just a minute. But it's just a little appendage here that's got us got our attention anyway. We don't have a tornado warning out on this, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning until 3:30, so another 15 minutes or so.
So there we go. Here's kind of the area we're watching. These boy, it's
Here's
already
your update.
updated. So clear it out, move it back, and we'll
Doesn't
put another
look as
track on it
impressive
for
now.
you. Not quite as much, yes, and that's a good thing. Still could be a hail core right here crossing I-75 up towards the Powell community. There's 640, so this is getting close to our studios here on North Broadway as this continues to move east.
We're going to miss the hail.
Yeah, there's Fulton High School 317. That's just our neighbors down the road.
Yep.
Downtown Knoxville 320 and the stadium at 321 if it stays on that track. So we may just miss that hail core here at least.
Yeah, so definitely going to see some winds increase with this, and there'll be some small hail with that, and wet roads. So we're going to see the rain on and off. Even once the severe threat diminishes, we're going to see wet roads to deal with in your morning commute. You got about 13 minutes to go in the severe thunderstorm warning, and boy, steady, very beneficial rains. Boy, we don't like the severe stuff, but boy, the rainfall amounts are going to be really nice coming out of this after such a dry spell that we've had here.
Well, let's take it back, and I'll show you that was when that storm went through Athens, right about there. That would have been when that tornado report came in. See at 1:20.
Hit the marked draw there.
That's when we had. Yeah, so it would have been right through there, and that was right in line with the storm report that came in. That would have been at 1:20. Possibility of a tornado there. And
what was the damage reported? Trees?
Some trees, some power lines down at that area as well. And again, that would make sense.
There's a little shopping center with damage also.
The Save a Lot, is that what we heard?
Is that the Save a Lot?
Sending Bridget Bureau there to report this morning. She's on her way to get more updates.
Okay. So we'll have an update. Again, we start at 4:30 on Good Morning Tennessee, so hopefully we'll have more on that from the McMinn County area in Athens. The only warning we have at this point in our area, that's until 3:30, another 13 minutes, and that's over the downtown Knoxville area. A couple of clusters of storms, again, popping up. Not severe at this point. Let's hope that is the case. Things start to quiet down at least over the next couple of hours, and we see more just of a rain event across the area. But as we mentioned earlier, boy, some of the rain that we were getting, the rainfall estimates, I want to show you that real quick across the area. Let's show you that. Look at the rainfall estimates.
Ooh, those are nice.
That's pretty impressive. Take a look at that. Those are the rainfall estimates across the area from earlier this evening.
It's pretty close to our forecast product as well, because you can see some of these bright oranges and reds that are 2-3 inch amounts. Even had one report from Jim West, our weather watcher in Petros.
4.4 inches of rain, and most of that fell in a little over about 4 or 5 hours in his area. So yeah, pretty heavy rainfall for sure. Let's get a little bit closer look in, since this is making its way right over downtown as we speak. Could be some small hail on the top end of the perimeter on 640 right there, maybe up to 1 inch in diameter. Wouldn't be surprised if, again, you saw maybe a little bit of a lowering at the base of that cloud. Our power just went out. In a minute. There we go.
Goes.
We're back on air.
Love that.
Hopefully you can see us. At least you can hear us.
Blount County Storm Chaser Jeff Weaver chased the storm to the airport when it went through Blount County. Jeff Weaver always sends us some awesome pictures. He said he saw a low-hanging cloud wall. Nothing other than that moving away from the airport. He says he'll send pictures soon.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Stay safe, buddy.
Good guy.
Jeff is a good guy. He always sends us some great photos across the area. Had that lightning strike again right over the top of us. You may want to call and have them fire at the generator real quick just to be safe as this
flip the lightning,
storm's coming through. Yeah, lightning. I'll tell you where there's one strike, and that would be right over us.
Yeah, and there's been a few lightning strikes there, but those aren't nearly as the amount that we saw earlier when we had those intense, severe thunderstorms.
Yeah.
But some of you just got rattled out of your bed. You're flipping on the TV right now.
One warning left, and severe thunderstorm warning. This is compared to what we saw earlier this evening when we've had tornado warnings. We've been on in the air since about 1 o'clock this morning, so a couple of hours now straight. We had tornado warnings across the area, now severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this goes until 3:30, and if this expires, we'll send you back to regular programming. And don't forget, Good Morning Tennessee will start at 4:30 and continue through 7 o'clock.
Right. So that severe thunderstorm warning goes for till 3:30, so we got about 11 more minutes on that.
Let's look at this real quick. I wanted to show you this. We're going to pull back out and show you some storm reports across the area, and we're going to zoom in right through here. This is where earlier this evening a report in Athens, touch that one. There's the tornado. We'll get an update on it. And let's see what there it is. So this was from McMinn County earlier. Amateur radio dispatch, damage extending a line from County Road 700 across Athens, continuing up 307. Multiple reports of trees, power lines down, damage to houses, and that was at 1:30 this morning across the area, Matt. And then numerous wind damage reports as well.
You know,
Nyota, trees uprooted.
Hole in roof of a residence there.
And north of Athens, again, structures. This may have been the Save-A-Lot, not for sure.
Right.
But we had that earlier on our Facebook page, some people reporting that across the area.
It's almost, you know, it's almost like it's not reality because it's been so dry so long, and then we get those brush fires yesterday, and then we get rain, and it turns out being severe, and here it is almost December 1st. Almost
December. Just shows you severe weather can happen any time of the year.
Any time of the year, any day of the year.
All right, quick update for you. 10 more minutes officially for this warning. Spring Hill Estates, it's right about now. Neyland Stadium, 324. Chilhowie Hills, 325. And Island Home Airport, 327. If it holds on this track, Mascot right around 331. Again, I don't like the sound of that.
I'll check it.
Could have been that storm that was just to the south of us, but we'll see what happens. We had here an audible alert for a possible tornado warning. Okay, that's Cumberland County, Matt. Let's go back to the west. Let's take a look at that storm that's back to our west. There it is, Matt, right there. Let's zoom in. Eastern sections of Cumberland County. Again, it's going to kind of be right between radar sites at this point. Let me move back towards the west. It'll be hard to see.
Difficulty with this is that you know, I was talking about the beams of the atmosphere. Well, this Cumberland County is so far from our Morristown radar and so far from our Nashville radar that the beams go up and don't get a true representation, true slice of the atmosphere, but you combine the radars and put the data together and you get a better idea here. So that's what we're doing here. 322 right now, that tornado warning for Cumberland County should be into the Druid Hills Golf Course. That's at Fairfield Glade till about 2:25. Now those are Central Time, 2:25. And then Frankfort and Obed Junction and Howard Mill about 3:33, 3:35, and 3:38.
So again, we'll be staying on till 3:45 Eastern Time if this continues on this track, unless they cancel it earlier. So again, tornado warning issued, most likely radar indicated. I don't think we have a report of a tornado. Let me look real quick. I'm going to read the advisory, Matt, and see what it says. Radar indicated rotation, mainly over rural areas of northern Cumberland County. So that's good, but again, we're going to continue to watch this. It's moving northeast at 35, so a little bit slower than the storms we had earlier, Matt.
Okay. So that's for Cumberland County. That's the only warning that we have up on, and that's up on the plateaus. You see right there at the center of your screen. Nothing well defined as far as tornadic, but the 2:45 Central Time, that'd be 3:45 Eastern Time on that. Just want to make sure that we got all our storm reports in here and see if we can get a better perspective on this. Put this home and see if there's any more reports. It looked like we saw, we showed you one that was down by Athens, and we got a few more in toward Maryville and Sevierville. So Sevierville, we need to check that. So report. And there you go, Maryville. Let's see what they show here.
Hit details.
I knew that. Nickel-size hail reported at Maryville Middle School. So that's just under a severe criteria there. But that was about 1 inch, almost 1 inch in diameter, nickel-size hail there. That was now Sevierville. We've got a report there of hail lasted for 2 to 3 minutes. Gust estimated 40 miles an hour. Hail size about 0.8 of an inch, so not quite severe hail. But then just to report that we can confirm that the radar was showing those signatures, so that gives us a pretty good idea as well. And then Athens into the south, we just showed you those severe thunderstorms.
They issued for Morgan County, so that cell now that's coming out of Cumberland County moving into Morgan County, Matt. New tornado warning that goes until 4 o'clock this morning. That's going to include Wartburg, possibly Sunbright. So let's focus in on that cell.
Okay, let me clear this here for you. And we'll do a plateau, and we'll do, let's see what we got.
Touch radar and then plateau.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's the tornado warning till 2:45 for Cumberland County. So now they've included Morgan County.
Yeah, that goes until 4 o'clock Eastern. So that's a 2:45 Central Time, which is 3:45 Eastern, and Morgan County goes until 4 o'clock.
Morgan County goes till 4 o'clock. Again, this is a long way from the radar site. Hard to pick out the exact place where we might have the inflow, but it would be down here on this one, down to the south, and we'll give you an idea here. Some of the communities that are in the path of that would be Millstone. There's a very rural, as they mentioned, the very rural communities there, so it's going to be hard to track exactly where that possible rotating storm may be, the possible tornado, but back to the southwest of Wartburg, that's where this is moving. And this said it was moving only 35 miles an hour, which has been slower than the ones we've seen earlier today. Most of them move 50 to 55 miles an hour, but we expect this to continue to track off to the east, and as it does, you'll be able to see this kind of fill in with the heavy rain, and now a break in the rain, and now we're starting to see that tornado warning. And already
they've got it moving northeast at 45 now.
45, okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Just checking the last scan there. It almost looks like the last scan might try to weaken it a little bit, but
so it's pretty close to Fairfield Glade right now. Moving northeast at 45. Again, it's a radar indicated, so no definitive tornado, but the possibility is there. So if you live anywhere near Sunbright, Deer Lodge, High Point, Frozen Head State Park, those areas, you need to seek shelter as this continues to move in your direction.
yeah, I was just up in this area the other day at North Cumberland Elementary School. Got some great kids up there, and it's a beautiful part of the country, but of course we got this tornado warning we have to keep an eye on. And what was the direction on it, you said?
Northeast at 45.
Okay, northeast of 45. Okay, so we'll give you an idea of some of the communities that are in the path of this. As this lifts off to the leading edge of it, the back edge of this is right here in Cumberland County, the leading edge. You may not be able to see that kind of mixed in with the red of the radar return there, but this will continue to move off to the northeast, and we'll give it to 45, as Ken was mentioning. The leading edge of this should be into some of these communities like Obed Junction 337, Catoosa, Lansing 346, Druid Hill. So over Fairfield Glade right now, those of you that are up early this morning checking on what's going on, and we've got a tornado warning near Cumberland County, north of the interstate, near Fairfield Glade. That's lifting off to the northeast. 2:45 East Central Time, that'd be 3:45 Eastern Time. Should be into Obed Junction at 3:37, Howard Mill 3:41, 3:43 Catoosa, and Lansing at 3:46.
They expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Knox County, so that has expired. That has ended. The severe threat over for Knox County for now.
Okay, so that's good news. Still some heavy rain coming out of Knox County. That might even be some small hail there for Knox County. That'd be on the eastern side of the county, sliding toward Granger County and Jefferson County as well. Give you a better perspective. There we go with another lightning, another power hit. We're going to keep talking, assuming that you were able to see that, but we are.
Should come back on.
Generators are on. We might have to power up this monitor again here. We'll see in just a second. There it goes. Comes right back. So 3:30 Knox County, you said that expired, Ken? Or
yeah, the Knox County severe thunderstorm warning we had, it expired right there.
2 minutes.
Service. So it's done.
It's done, okay. All right, so let's get you better perspective out here in Cumberland County. That's way out to the west here as we've been following this. Let's see if we can do it this way. Well, there we go. That works. Did you do that or did I do that? Okay, Cumberland County till 2:45. I got to give Mr. Ken Weathers a round of applause, man. He's been here since 11 o'clock this morning, working hard as he always does, so appreciate that. This is severe thunderstorm tornado warning.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what we're seeing here, Matt. Again, as you mentioned, we're kind of between radar sites, which makes it a little more difficult to pick out where that rotation might be, so that's why we're kind of switching back and forth here. But this would be the more likely area right through here. So again, moving northeast at 45, so as we've been seeing all evening, these things are really moving quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they've got that box drawn as well. Lansing 341, Mahan Village 354, so that's going to be moving out of the Fairfield Glade area to the northern part of Morgan County, and then probably up to Scott County if that holds together. No well-defined rotation in that storm, but most of these have been tornadic, or at least tornado warning storms, even though we don't have official confirmation of tornadoes except for the possibility of that one toward McMinn County. So 3:30 right now, about 45 more minutes for Cumberland County into Morgan County.
As fast as these are moving, though, it's going to be out of Cumberland County before we know it.
Yeah, especially when the next update comes. Some right 3:45. And again, when I say the next update, it's because, as I mentioned quite often, that the radar beam slices several different levels of the atmosphere before it gives its data back, so we can get you the most definitive answer and the best tracking possible. Cumberland County till 2:45 a.m. So right now it's 3:30, so we'll put it right at 15 minutes from now. And as Ken mentioned, it's probably going to be out of Cumberland County, more into Morgan County as we go through the next 5-10 minutes. Slick Rock, one of your favorite communities, 3:56. Mahan Village, about 3:53. Sunbright, 3:45. Wartburg, Deer Lodge, and Frankfort, between now and about 3:45 is where this storm goes. And you look at that and it's kind of like, looks pretty weak. What's the deal here? Well, again, it's hard for the radar to pick that up on the plateau at this point, but they're obviously detected. They have criteria that the radar alerts them, and when there's enough criteria to meet the possibility of a tornado, then the warnings come out.
Well, let's kind of pull back out and show kind of a complete view here of what we're looking at. We'll put this into motion. This will be about a 3-hour time lapse here. Most of this has been pushing rapidly off to the north and east, 45-50 miles per hour. We have seen some much-needed rainfall in the Gatlinburg area, but we also had some reports of some hail, probably some wind gust as well through Sevierville, Pigeon Forge as that cluster of thunderstorms moved through, and additional storms coming off the plateau at this point. And again, at this point, we still have the tornado warning, and that's going to go until 4 o'clock Eastern time for Morgan County and 3:45 Eastern time for Cumberland County. So we're still going to be keeping a close eye on this. Again, Good Morning Tennessee will start at 4:30. Meteorologist Trent McGill is here. He's been here for a while now and getting ready, getting a look at the forecast of what we can expect the rest of the day as well here on this Wednesday now across the area. So he's keeping a close eye on that, and of course he's going to take over for us, and we'll continue with that. So
it's going to be a wet commute, huh?
Yeah. Have you seen anything else social media-wise? He's been checking that out.
Not social media-wise. Looking at the latest forecast models, it looks like a lot of at least the thunderstorm activity should taper off within the next few hours here, but it's going to be a soaked commute. And I think the biggest concern today is going to be what happens with the wildfires and the fight, like the effort to contain them and fight them with mud, with lightning, with extra wind and things like that. Thankfully, this afternoon, it does improve. I mean, less wind, less rain, of course. We dry out, and it looks pretty good. And
pretty amazing is we were mentioning earlier in the Morgan County area near Petros, we had over almost 4.5 inches of rain where we had a fire there just a few days ago.
Yeah,
amazing.
Probably hear stories about some
all right, look, they've already canceled the
mudslides there as well.
So the storm again is moving so fast, they've already dropped Cumberland County from the tornado warning, so now it's just Morgan County. And that goes until 4 o'clock. So this is our only warning that we have at this point. Again, no confirmation that there's a tornado with this, but it was showing at least some indication by radar. What we mean by that is you could see some circulation with it. So that's why we have the warning for it. Catoosa 336, Lansing 338, Wartburg 342, and Mahan Village at 350 as this continues to move northeast at 45-50 miles per hour. So it won't be long before we've already progressed this out of Morgan County as well, so we'll keep an eye on southern Scott County.
Scott County, maybe even up to Campbell County if it holds together. But
that's right.
I think most of these are much weaker state than they were earlier this evening or earlier this morning. Hard to believe it's 3:35 as we continue to watch these showers and thunderstorms after even the very real threat of some damage and even some confirmed damage down to the south and west of us. This does not appear to be as strong as those other ones, but even an EF1 tornado can knock a lot of trees down.
And that's going to be a quick, the way that looks, it looks like there's two kind of boundaries, so that would be a quick spin up. I mean, very, very little, damage other than where it hits, and that damage could be a house, could be a tree, could be power lines, could be, anything like that. So
could be nothing.
And that's where we have to worry about. It's nighttime. Again, you can't see. We've got heavy rainfall as well, so these storms are what we call rain wrapped, where have they dropped that as well? So they already dropped it. So
see, look
just
at
that quick.
Look at Trent. He's
exactly.
Called it.
So at this point, let's pull back out and let's just double check. I don't see any warnings in our viewing area. It's at 335. I don't know if Master Control, are you listening to us up there? I hope so. If this is the case, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. And again, if there are any additional tornado warnings that are issued across the area or severe thunderstorm warnings, we will come back on the air. So at this point, Master Control, we're going to let you know we're going to be ending our coverage here of severe weather here on WATE-6 on your side. We're going to send control back to you.
As the rain picks up.
As the rain picks up, but no active warnings. We will have the latest for you on Good Morning Tennessee starting in just about an hour, 4:30. So we'll see you then. Have a good evening.